Man, they finally let me in. They finally, they finally let me in. Man, I've been trying to get on since 2:30. They like put me in timeout, had me in witness protection or something. Man, I wasn't gonna get kicked out of this stream like they did me yesterday. They kicked all three of us out. Pray for it, get kicked out. Man, crazy work. Anyway, like, share, subscribe. Podcast. Man, you can't make this stuff up. Anyway, today is Tuesday, May 6th, and we're gonna talk about the games from yesterday. We're gonna talk about games, the series from yesterday, and salute to everybody once again. Shout out to everybody in the basketball community. Let's have a fun show. Just speak what's going on. But before, I was just thinking of this. It's amazing that what a year and how people will forget how they will praise you, but when you play with I just it just keeps happening and it's just unraveling and unraveling and unraveling itself. It's like they praised Luca last year for getting to the NBA finals, and even though he did lost and everything like that, you know, and then you go to La La Land, you get traded, and now they killing him, they point fingers at you, and they act, it's just I don't know how Luca's feeling it right now, you know, because I find it very interesting, you know, um, you know, Brian Windhorse, you was on your little high horse today. You was defending this man and deflecting in so many ways. We already know what Jay Reed going to do. He's going to he is he's I wanted my way. I wanted my way. I wanted my way. It's gonna be his way. But this is what they do, man. And it's always when you play with this guy. It ain't like that with no other superstar, but with this guy. It's no accountability. There's no accountability with the coach. He gets unlimited passes. But I find it very interesting that they want to praise LeBron, but we're gonna get to the games. But I just want to get this off my chest because because it's I find it very interesting where LeBron don't have to. He can basically do what he wants, but I don't know, man, with him because you still got Bronny. You still got Bronny. He's gonna leave his son. I don't know, but until that happens, they just gonna kill Luca. And I find it very interesting that every single year is what I've been saying since I've been on here. They got to talk about this dude even when this dude gets put out. It's always got to be a topic about the. It cannot be something for the teams that played last night, and the games are tonight. I do like the Minnesota Timberwolves in that matchup. That's just me. I'm not hating. I'm not doing any of that. People take things too personally. When I look at the team from top to bottom, they peaking at the right time, playing their best basketball. The Warriors came through a 7 game. I know they got Jimmy Butler. I know a lot of people just keep on disrespecting Minnesota, but they complete team. They got some dogs over there. I know they're gonna try to hype up the Rudy Gobert and the and and I just don't understand it for the life of me is the players in this era. You know, there's no I never I don't understand how Rudy could sit there and after that happened to him when he got choked out, nobody didn't stand in his defense, no teammate or nothing like that. Man, that would have been me. No, sir. Mm-mm. But everybody's different. But he persevered all that. Yeah, he got 4 defensive player. I mean, it's just what it is. But like I always say, these players is not like the players in the past because ain't no way, ain't no way. You just got you, and they got DiVincenzo, Julius Randle continue the ball, Nas Reed. They can go small too. Minnesota can go small. And Jamie Daniels, I feel like he's gonna. Yeah, you could put Jimmy on and that out. It ain't gonna matter. That man's smelling blood. Steph gonna be Steph. It's just, I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't predict the series. Never do that. But that's just my humble opinion. If you're a Warrior fan, hey, you a hater, call me out on that. Okay, that's fine. I've been called every single names in the world today, Craig. In real life today. 5 minute style. I had to hold everything that I held back within me not to say anything back to this disrespectful older person. So y'all words, whatever y'all gonna say, just hit the like button. I know y'all don't like me. I don't go kiss people behinds. I'm not changing. I always give these players their credit. But the players that need to be getting their credit is not getting their credit. And now they just want to now start talking about Ant. We've been telling y'all for a long time. I know I have. The game's getting younger and younger and younger. Even when Jay Reed and Steph and them was in their prime. They and I respect Steph. I think he's a better player in his I think he's the best player in his generation. Everybody say it's not, but I like how you cannot say that. Y'all always want to use head to head when it's actually benefit y'all. Steph beat him head to head in the finals. Does that matter? Or that doesn't matter. It's just like how y'all take that, tear down everybody else. Rank everybody. That's why I don't get into this ranking stuff. It's too disrespectful. It just is. You should just rank. It's just go by a generation. The top 10 players in LeBron and D Wade in them era. Because there's levels to this. There's actually levels to this. Salute Daniel. Salute Real T. Salute Lemon Pepper Lou. Salute to everybody once again, man. But I'm going to open up the floodgates in a minute. I just wanna get that off. So and then let's go to last night's games. What I thought about last night's game. Um, they are disrespecting the Knicks. I did pick the Celtics as to win the series. I'm not the type of person that flip flop or anything like that. Hey, you win some, you lose some. But I did pick them to win it. But at the same time, the Knicks, I want to see how they come. That was and Bridges. He played 51 minutes, man. Iron Man out there. Ted's gonna to the legs fall down. But hey, he actually you got to get. It's like the disrespect for the Knicks is strong, and I know Stephen A was on his high horse. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the Knicks won that game, man. It's amazing they win when you don't show up. Same thing goes for Spike. Some people say Spike Lee is a curse. Allegedly. I'm not into all that. That theory, stuff like that. But that's just wild just to even think about it. Anyway, the Knicks beat the Celtics 108-105 in overtime. And we already know the Celtics, they won a championship last year. I'm not, some people say they got an easy way. I never got into all that. You know what I'm saying? Because especially in this era, there's always injuries. It's always injuries. You see more injuries blatantly now than you did back then. To me, especially superstars or so-called stars, I think superstars is overblown. But the Celtics couldn't. They lived by the three. You die by the three. And that was just bad. That was excuse me. That was terrible. That was just terrible. That's what this era is. You not Golden State. And we used to say that back in the day. And sorry to people who actually are Boston Celtics fans, man. They don't take me serious, man. Don't people get too personal, man. You disagree, fine. And I find it also very interesting though too is that y'all can hit the like button too. I know I'll be getting more, a little bit more views, but y'all can hit the like button, man. Like, come on, hit the like button. It's free. I don't beg for nobody for nothing. At least you can do that. I can't even get that. I give y'all long streams, give you powerful information. Come on, man. But anyway, let's get in my thoughts before I drop the link and everything like that. OKC and Denver. Denver stole that one, man. Oh, I did not understand for the life of me why they fouled. I did not understand. Jokic was sitting there under. I'm like, why are you fouling for? And again, one of my favorite things I used to hear coaches say to players and stuff like that is free throws win games. Free throws wins games. Even if you made both free throws, you still would have won the game. No, it wasn't. If you'd have made both free throws, it would have went in overtime. I mean, at least it could have went into overtime if you made your free throws. But it was poor execution to me at the end. And J Dub, he didn't play well. He was like 5 of 20 or something like that. And Jokic is Jokic. I mean, I think I still stick in OKC, but do I think I mean, everybody. This is one thing I don't understand too, man. Yeah, yes, he's a beast and everything. Like, don't get me wrong, y'all. When I say this, because all y'all people like to get it. Y'all be acting like this dude be going against a dominant dude every single night of the NBA, and it doesn't. There ain't no big men in this league. There really is not. Is he a great player? Yes. Do I think he's better than the centers of the past? Hell no, he's not. Hell no, he's not. It's not even close to me. That's just my opinion. Is he a great player? Absolutely. I seen him crying in the game. He's another crybaby. I miss them players didn't have to cry and everything like that. But then again, look at the face of the league. What he do? Cry. Then you got Luca. He cried too. And I cry so hard. And they be crying. The whole game crying. And they give him all this extra credit. He's coaching. He's doing this and this and this. But y'all, all I hear is all the time that Jokic don't have nobody. Yeah, like Jokic is just it. It's just Jokic. Y'all begin to come. Y'all like Jay Reed. Y'all like it's five Jokic's on the court. It's like I used to say about Jay Reed fans. Y'all like it's five LeBron James out there, five Jay Reeds out there. Y'all act like that. But they say this man don't have nobody. Nobody. Russ played good last night. Must hit that mid range. I was like, oh snap! I ain't seen that since like 2012, 13. But he's smart advisor. I always been a fan of Russ. It's just amazing, and it goes back to my point. He should have never got that because everybody keeps praising this guy that's supposed to be the greatest thing. However, to me, it's so laughable right now. It's laughable. Now he's out with an MCL, and I told y'all about when they got put out on the stream. I got receipts. Y'all can't never say everything I've been saying about this man has. I don't even talk about this man anymore. Only reason I talk about him is because they talk about him on TV, and he played for the team that I told y'all what he was going to do to. You can't get mad at me about that, man. I don't even watch exit interviews with teens no more because it's oh my gosh, it's just like watching the Celtics game last night. You shooting all them threes and you breaking them. You're gonna. We was on this yesterday. Analytics that just and the Celtics. Yeah, they got a lot of 3-point shooters, but to me, they ain't the Warriors, man. Oh man, I've been saying this. They try to be like the Warriors. Y'all not the Warriors, man. You got Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. We're mid range on down. You know how much affected you'll be like that? But like the saying goes, you live by the three, you die by the three, right? All right, I'm about to open up these floodgates and everything like that. But let's keep it real, man. Hey, anybody that comes in, you got a wrench. We already know what time it is. We do not kick people out whatsoever. But if they start being that disrespectful, taking dumps on legends and all that crazy stuff, Trump, the real trolls, you already know what to do. We get them up out of here. And just because I don't disagree with you, don't mean I have to be all this and that there. We can have a conversation without cussing each other out and all that crazy stuff. Yeah, you might get hectic up here at times. We might have disagreements at times, but at the end of the day, we'll squash that and act like it never happened. That's how it's supposed to go. But anyway, I'll drop and see you come through. Let's get it, y'all. Yeah, just hit that like button, man. Anybody that's watching, man, just hit that like button, man. I should be getting a whole lot more likes. I know I don't agree with y'all, with today's time. So when you're different, it be like that. But I be capping. If I always said this, but I never do. If I sit there and say Jay Reed is the greatest basketball player of the world, Craig, I have so many subscribers, yada yada yada, and really be standing on that, man. No, I'm not fake. So
What's up, Pete Price?
What's going on, big dog?
what's going?
You know something, Price. Every time I watch the Boston Celtics, I always know them for two things: shooting threes and drawing fouls, get to the line. You're about 20
Mm-hmm.
points. You're about 20 points, and you decided you don't shoot 3 pointers. I'm like, are you serious? Get to the rim, draw fouls, get to the line.
It's a lot of basketball on my mind, T Price. I'm not even gonna lie to you, my brother.
Go ahead and get it out, bro.
It's
That
too much.
Hold
reminds
on,
me so much.
let Lou go first. Go ahead, Lou.
That reminds me so much that time Houston was up by the Warriors by a lot. And what they do, start
Mm-hmm.
checking up 3 corner shots, and Warriors came back and won the game. That's almost like the same situation that happened in New York with the Knicks last night. Boston kept shooting 3 pointers. Nick got more confident, came back in the game, and won in overtime. Now, if I'm the head coach, I'm telling my team, stop doing damn 3 pointers and go to the rim. What the hell are y'all doing? See, that's giving a team too much freedom to do what they want to do.
Wait, which team are you talking about, big dog?
The Boston Celtics.
Oh, all
Talking
you
about
gotta
the
do is
stuff
just run them off the line. They done for it.
Mm-hmm.
And they got the team to do it.
But when you get a guy like that on free range to shoot a lot of 3 point shots, that's a problem. Even if you're about 20, you got to put. Like, I don't know what game two gonna look like, but if New York comes in there, is more confident now. They got the 1-0 lead. Boston better wake up and realize you got to play smart basketball, not dumbass basketball.
Good evening to everybody. Shout out to Brother O-Head, everybody in the chat, everybody on the panel. Salute. Great job you're doing. I would say this, that I hope game two, the Knicks come out strong. I just do not like Tibbs. Will Strong could tell you this. I don't like the motherfucker. This motherfucker want to keep on running his starters down. Down to the ground. They're gonna have rubber legs. That's what I'm concerned of. And I mean, he needs to play his bench.
He ain't gonna do that though. You already know how Tibbs is.
He costed Derrick Rose his career, in my opinion. He's a good coach, but I think he kind of affected
and Lou Dane too.
Facts.
What you was gonna say? Who is this? Who is T?
Oh, this y'all can't go. You remember you remember TYTV used to be on here all the time?
Oh yeah. I thought your voice sounded familiar. Hey, what's good, man? Yeah, get your basketball off your mind, man. It's been a while, man. Go ahead.
Man, shoot. It's just this might be one of the greatest off seasons ever, man. I'm ready for the off season just to see what moves are gonna be made. I mean, you got KD, you got Giannis, you got all these other stars. I mean, hell, even possibly LeBron. I mean, I hope so. But yeah,
No.
I mean, I
Hey,
hope so.
we can't. Talking about Jay Reed, man. You ain't no cop, Jay Reed. You ain't no cop, Jay Reed.
You told the walk off the court specialist before game.
Hey, he actually shook hands this time. He had that same look like he lost to the Dallas Mavericks, but it was in the finals though. He had that same look on his face.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, man. Get your stuff
Come
off.
on, man. Wait. Come on. Wait. We talking about Mr. 4-6 in the finals, man. How many playoff losses he had in the postseason?
I'm telling you, what, he may come
over 100.
When it comes to greats,
Over 100.
Come on, man.
Over 100.
Shit is crazy.
Hey, let my boy get his stuff off. It's been a while. Go ahead,
Damn
T.Y.
shame.
I mean, shoot.
Come on, man.
I think where you think Giannis should go?
I don't know, because Giannis is different, man. Like I won't be surprised if he stayed.
Fire the Heat. Fire the Miami Heat. I don't know, man. Besides that,
I don't know
he
about
probably gonna
that.
stay
I
with
think
the Bucks.
Giannis gonna stay in Milwaukee because he's
He probably
on.
gonna stay with the Bucks. He probably gonna stay with the Bucks, man.
Because if he goes to Houston or OKC, the West gonna be jam packed. They're gonna have to make a 1-16 playoffs.
No,
Oh
you don't
yeah,
make the playoff. They already got the play in. I don't like that crap, man.
Exactly.
you got to think about this. They talking about Kevin Durant coming to Milwaukee.
Hey, I don't. This is
Man,
one
Kevin
thing.
Durant got- he
This
gotta go
is
to the
one thing
Rockets. He
about
gotta go to
me.
the Rockets. He
This
gotta
is
go to
one
the
thing
Rockets.
about me. I don't get into them speculations. I never got into them like where these players should go. Which way did he go? Which way he did go? Which way he did go? He went that way. Nah, when it comes out where he go, that's when I talk about it. I don't get into that speculation because it's always gonna be speculation. I'm not there, so I
Because
don't
I mean,
mind y'all
honestly, the
doing
only
it.
dude that Giannis, because Giannis ain't gonna never be able to get to Michael Jordan. But I mean, obviously for sure he's trying to chase. He's so great, and he has that. He has that dog in him. He ain't chasing Michael Jordan. He ain't up there, but he's trying to chase Tim Duncan.
Man, yeah, and then this is the thing though. Look at the numbers this man put. I mean, this is for people that they killed. Man, we killed Jay Reed and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? But I seen Giannis this year was at the mid range. And I'm like, man, you know what I mean? I felt like, to me personally, I felt like he should have done it like a little bit earlier. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's better than now than later. But hey, he actually played good in that series, man. But I just don't know, because looking at that team and their roster, it's just like, I don't know.
Because I
Giannis
feel
gonna do
like
what's best for
Brooklyn.
him.
I think Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
I think
I don't
Brooklyn.
think so. I don't see it.
Because what if? Because think about this. I thought about this. I said they got all the cap space in the world. They got all them picks from Phoenix. They did swaps with I think Houston, right? They did like a swap or two with Houston, and I think they got a few. Yeah, so they basically got one of their picks back. Got extra picks off of Phoenix. Got a lot of picks, cap space. If you can simply trade Giannis, save something to the side, and be able to go out and get someone like Devin Booker and put him next to him in Brooklyn, because he ain't going to Brooklyn alone. And Brooklyn been planning on getting this dude for the last couple of years.
Man,
like this is in the works.
Brooklyn.
I don't think so either.
He ain't going to Brooklyn, aka the New Jersey Nets, man. He ain't going to New Jersey. That's fake New York. That's fake New York, man. That's fake New York, man.
I ain't gonna lie. I like the Knicks too, because the Knicks they ain't got the picks because they gave up all those picks to get Mikal. But then you got the contract. You got OG's contract. You got Cat's contract. You got Mikal. You ain't gonna trade Brunson.
Man, these dudes change more than they change their draws, man. It's crazy.
Hey, I'm gonna throw a team out there. Nobody talking about. What if he end up going to Detroit? Good.
I mean, he said he wants to go to a big market.
I'm saying like this though. I don't care if he want to go to the Knicks. It don't make a difference. The coach still there. I don't like them all.
right. Cause Tibbs gonna run that. You think KD gonna make Tibbs? Man,
yeah, facts.
Nah, man, that's not a good look, man. I would.
KD ain't gonna be able to feel his legs.
Nah, man, I don't want to go to the Knicks.
Y'all know what happens every time when January rolls around. KD be hooping like December, late November, and then in January, all of a sudden, playing like an MVP in December, then get hurt in January.
Like, do you want to risk your team with a guy who's like almost 40 years old who may be losing his legs? He ain't gonna lose the shot, but he's gonna lose those legs real soon.
But then I like the Houston idea with Giannis because you can give up Jay Green, probably like Reed Shepherd, Cam Whitmore, some of Phoenix picks, maybe a couple of your own picks, and you pair them up. You keep Dylan Brooks. You got Amen Thompson. That defensive team, man, what the fuck, man? Listen, Jabari Smith, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Al Shangoon, Brooks, Amen Thompson. Imagine that type of a defensive team. Man,
That'll be
this the
crazy.
key.
Hey man,
Yes,
hey
it's
man, hey,
people
hey
that
man, they're gonna keep a man. They're gonna give. Hey, I'm not a fan of Jalen Green. I'm just not. You know, I did watch him in the G League, and I see his, you know, watch. I probably watched probably like 15 games. Shout out to my boy Greenleaf. I know he been there longer, but I just ain't never been a fan. I just ain't never been a fan of a dude that paint his fingernails, man.
18, you think Jalen Green just needs somebody who
Come on, man.
What? You can't
Who
trust
made
no
that
dude,
nigga?
man.
Who raised that nigga? Who sold that nigga away, man? Come on, man.
Show me the way.
It's crazy.
Somebody, I
It's
don't
just
know,
crazy.
man. Hey, man, because it was because it was man. He had himself to like to
Crazy.
prove. He had himself to prove to himself, man. But hey, man, he wet the bed like hard. And the game that he did when he went off, Jimmy Butler didn't even play. You know what I'm saying? And they really needed him in that game 7, man. It just like Mongo Slade, man. You know, he did it. You know, he did that. He did that. He did it. He did that great. He did that great game 6 like he did in Philadelphia, and then came to game 7. Man, the dude was missing on a milk carton.
man, y'all gotta respect, man. I think we gotta give a huge props
Sad, man.
to Pop,
Sad.
because Pop done put some black coaches on, man.
Oh, Papa always gonna get respect over here.
Wait. He the reason why Tim Duncan is the best power forward in the game.
Yeah.
He's the reason why Tim Duncan is the best power forward ever, nigga. I said that's a stepdaddy, nigga. That's a stepdaddy, nigga. Yeah, carry on.
Man, don't get that in the board.
Niggas gotta raise their hand, nigga. Niggas gotta raise their hand.
It's messed up.
Let's go Knicks, nigga. Yeah, T. Price. Let's go Knicks, nigga.
Hey, Wills. You know why it's so wild that you say that, man? You gave that man props more than he ever gave Tim Duncan, man. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Yeah. Nah, he deserve it. He deserve it, man.
Nah, Tim Duncan's the best power forward ever.
Forget that swimming ass nigga swim down.
I ain't gonna lie, it's getting harder.
River. That's his bucket list now, nigga.
I think it's getting harder every year to like not say Giannis isn't the best second power forward all time, man. It's just getting more difficult not to.
I don't rank players, man. You got so many great power forwards that they don't.
It is right. That's what I'm saying. But see, let me say this: the problem.
But he's definitely in the discussion. And one of the problems to me is that the NBA, as ESPN, aka Clutch Media, allegedly, they dropped the ball. They dropped it because back then, that's why we grew up like people that's old enough. That's why we love NBC. They had shows that literally, we was talking about that yesterday. They had shows, constant shows about basketball. And then we had the coaches back then, a young Hubie Brown, Bill Walton, Steve Snapper Jones. The list just goes on and on and on. You feel what I'm saying? Ahmad Rashad. You know what I mean? I'm talking about I'm just talking about the people I like. Peter Vesey, I couldn't stand that dude. Couldn't stand him. But he'll say
Vesey's
yes. Yeah, he's one of them no matter what. He's like, yeah, I said it and I say it in your face. He's one of them kind of people. So hey, people say it like that, man, then hey, you gotta chalk it up how it is, man. I know some people they ready to throw hands.
I'm sorry, but
y'all dudes be busting y'all mayonnaise and napkins looking at Hannah Storm, the young Hannah Storm, man. When she young, I'm so old. I'm so old. I remember her when she was on CNN. She was on CNN. Then she went to NBC. Lord have boy, I met all my friends be like Hannah Storm. I'm like, dude, y'all, man, like, yeah, okay. Yeah, everybody had their little crush. I never looked at celebrities and people on TV like that. I never did do that, but I give credit where credit's due. But nah, but I ain't kissing they behind because they see me in person. You think they'll speak to me? Man, nah. They might mess around. Security might jump me, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to have them kind of problems. I seen people. I seen celebrities. I met celebrities. You know, I met some of the celebrities when I was in Atlanta. Man, they're some of the coolest folks, man. I don't even be all in them, rushing them. I just, you know, it ain't. Oh, can I get a picture? Can I get a bill? Can you say this for my? You know, man, get out of here. You're a weirdo.
We had
Go
Kentucky
ahead.
Derby last week. You know how many celebrities I saw at Kentucky Derby last week? Come on now.
Man, I know dudes was missing on the milk carton like the episode of Good Times when the cousin was betting on them horse games. Y'all was missing on the milk carton doing them outstanding bets, boy. I know a lot of people was mad at that day, boy. I don't see how y'all do it. I don't see it. I
But
work too hard for my money to be sitting there
like,
betting on a horse that I don't even know it's going to make it or whatever. Man, you know,
hey,
it's
hey,
just
hey,
like I don't do it on these basketball games either, man. To me, it's pointless, man. Go
hey,
ahead.
you talking about Giannis is probably the best power forward right now ever. I still got Kevin McHale over him right now. I'm sorry, but I still do. Because what Kevin McHale did for his foot injury, he was kind of dominant. Nobody couldn't stop him.
Nah, yeah, he definitely going off on
Kevin McHale, it's like I
Burning
said,
Paris.
What I do?
You know what I'm
like
saying?
I
Dennis
said,
Johnson, man, come on.
it's so many. Like I said, like that's why, that's why, like with me, I always pay homage to the players that don't worry when the season's over. We gonna be talking about we're gonna pay homage like we do. We're gonna go from the 40s on to down. Each we're gonna do each decade, and we're gonna do each decade year rule changes. Since y'all want to say the man that's on your screen right now, I believe I can fly. Y'all want to say they just made calls for him? They've made calls for everybody, and look at how much changes they made in y'all
Well,
era compared to the eras in the past. Man,
man,
it's crazy. Y'all got to stay away from me, man. Stay far away from here.
Oh yeah.
the
Yeah, got to
original
stay
Space
far.
Jam, nigga. You know what I'm saying? The original Space Jam in 1996, man. We ain't talking about that damn Space Jam sequel to
Do y'all want to hear some
LeBron did
history?
4 years ago, man. That shit, come on, man. I'm like, man.
Y'all want to hear some history?
Go ahead, give us some history. Just
Yeah,
hit him with the facts.
The first 3-pointer was created by this league named the ABL back in the early 1960s.
Shit.
That's the same league that the late great Connie Hawkins played, the ABL. They the one created 3-point.
Nah, for real. I'm about to say Connie Hawkins, man. Yeah, shout out to him. Man. He was crazy.
Man, you got
And we don't talk about him.
Yeah, we got
No,
some.
it's not ABL. It's the ABL.
ABL, yeah, ABL, yeah. And then like you were saying on Big, it's like you were saying, Big Bro. Like we could just go down the list, dude. It's like I tell people, man, it's levels to this, man. And these people it's just like I never put these players. I never got into that discussion putting these players over players that played in the past. Like I just can't, because they didn't go by they didn't go by the rules and the standards of how it was back then. And shout out to the young ones who actually do understand. But I see why y'all do rank the players. That's just your opinion. But to me, Giannis, as one of the greatest power forwards ever, man, he got some dudes that's for him, for me. Yes,
I
he
ain't
do
gonna
got
lie.
the
So you
pass.
got Carl, you got Chuck, you got motherfucking damn.
Wait. You got a lot of people. You got KG, you got Barkley, you got Karl Malone. Like, man, yeah, it's too many people, man.
Bro said Kevin McHale. Kevin McHale.
You got Dirk. You got Dirk. Come on, man.
It's just getting harder by the year because, I mean, shit, 2 Ds and 2 MVPs. Like,
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I do, but that's why, in my defense, I don't get into ranking players, because I can just start naming names of people that really played that power forward position. You know what I'm saying? And it's something. And then not only that, they got the accolades and everything to that too. But people don't like to. Not all accolades, as they say, are created equal. You know what I mean? It's just like, for instance, let me give you a great example. When
Rudy
I sit
Gobert.
there, yeah, that's a great one, Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert, we're gonna compare it to the players that actually won 4 times. Is he better than the Dikembe Mutombo?
Hell
Nope.
no.
Who's the next one that won 4? Is he
Come on
better
now.
than Ben Wallace?
Come
Is
on.
he
And the next one to Dwight Howard.
Come on now.
Is he better
Come on
than
now.
D12?
Nope. Not
Hell
better
no.
than Wallace.
None of them 3, right? But again, he look. I'm not knocking it. That's why I don't. I get what you're saying, but I'm not arguing with you. That's why I'm saying, like, dude, it's so many great players that really played this game, man. And then for instance, like, I know people on here, that I have talked to, the young ones, they did go back and do their homework and everything like that. But they also had somebody to actually tell them about basketball. You see what I'm saying? You got some, they don't know nothing about basketball. They just see Jay Reed and that's it. I know they say, but a lot of people say LeBron. I know a lot of people like Steph just as much as they like LeBron. That are like in their young 20s. You see what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But I barely like the people who I talk to that's in their young 20s. They actually know the game. They be asking me about stuff. I be like, man, and you want to know about this player? Look check this out. You know what I mean? Because they don't have. You got some people don't know nothing about basketball. So they get whoever I give information to, I'm like, dude, you really think this dude is really that dude? Man, check this dude out. I always give them a list of players. You know what I mean? I always say, you got to think about something. When you get older, you're going to want somebody to respect you, right? I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But see, it goes hand in hand. You see what I'm saying? But as far as his era, I think of course, Giannis is one of the best in his era. But far as his ranking, as like to me, as I don't have no bone in the fight. But I don't have him up. I don't have him.
You ain't got that big list of power forwards like they used to have back, like when we was all small too.
Right.
Yeah,
I got to do my research. We can bring this up again, but it will be, we'll bring. Know what? We'll bring it up in the summer. We're gonna after we do, after we do the breakdown of the NBA, then we're gonna start like one day we do the centers,
Who would you say is the best
and one day we do the power forward.
Because who would you say right now is the best 4 after Giannis? I can't say Mobley.
You talking about power forward? You're talking about his position, power forward. To me, I'm gonna say me personally. On top of my head, I don't think he's better than Connie Hawkins. I don't think he's better than what's that dude's name? Underrated. He played for the Washington Wizards. He only missed like 4 games. I think he only missed like 8 games in his career.
It's not Elvin Hayes.
Elvin Hayes, and he's another one. I'm going way back. I'm talking about way back. Elvin Hayes. He's another one. He's another one, bro. Like I'm paying homage, right? And not even that. Don't forget about Dolph Schayes. Dolph Schayes
back in the 50s and the 60s.
60s, yeah. I mean, go look at Dolph Schayes, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
Also,
there's some more.
Let's not leave out the late great Pettit.
Oh yeah, Bob Pettit, most definitely. He's in there too. Like it's just so many of them, bro. And like that's why I always do it according to the era. Because that's how we was that's how we was taught how to do it. And
Man,
now,
not area
now,
power forward suck, man. It's like it's nobody, man.
What about Otis Stork? Otis Stork was a bad man to me.
Yeah, but it was not consistent.
That's why I don't think Jokic, like they like, as much as like people like Jokic, it's like his best matchup is someone that's 21 years old and he plays for the Spurs.
Yeah, but I understand you right, bro. But understand what that we're dealing with right now than the media back then. See, the media back then, we talking about almost 50 years ago. Oh, hey, we talked about this. They was basketball heads. They know the game.
Then they knew the game. Right.
You know what I'm saying? They was not caught up in no media shine and stuff like that. So they could break those, they could break things down. Right now, I'm being honest with you, it's a bunch of BS now, and I'm just being nice to it's like you shit, really, and you supposed to take it. So we have to understand we dealing with the media now. They don't every time they go back of Jake Reed, but they don't want. I mean, no, like I said, they don't want to go like the other power forwards and stuff. But see, them power forwards back then, when we mentioned, they played two ways, and at the same time, the NBA back then they had less teams. They had 8 or 9 teams all together. So you have to bring your A game back then.
Had to.
You had to.
Yeah, and it was only one. And in the beginning, it was only one round. And I'm constantly going to say this too. There won't be no Los Angeles Lakers without the Minneapolis Lakers and the great George Mikan. Period. You can't say you're a Laker fan if you don't know your history and know George Mikan. He was the one that had the first. He was the first. Go ahead, underrated. Y'all let you talk about him because I know about George Mikan, but people.
George Mikan was the first big man. George Mikan was the one really was top box office. He was the one. The Minneapolis Lakers was the first 3-peat. He was the one. He the one put the Lakers in. All due respect, Jerry West, late great Jerry West. All due respect, the late great Elgin Baylor. They took it to the next level. But like the brother, I echo what the brother is saying is this. If you see, goes by the Knicks too, right? But the Minneapolis Lakers have put NBA on the map.
You want to know something underrated?
They was the first 3-peat. That's the first dominant man. If you ever watched George Mikan, don't let them goggles fool you. Mikan has game.
He wasn't Clark Kent either.
Has game.
You want to know what killed me underrated? Shaq is the only person bring up George Mikan every time we talking about great big man. Shaq is the only person who does that, and no other announcer, no other commentator bring up George Mikan as one of the great big men of his time.
Because you know why? Because he was forced. When he get to the Lakers, it was somebody in this area. You forgot about George Mikan because everybody talking about Shaq. Oh yeah, you took the Lakers to the next level. Hey, but the first big man, the first legit big man of that time was George Mikan, the Minneapolis Lakers. So picture if the Minneapolis Lakers would have stayed, it would not be no LA Lakers.
Those are facts.
Yeah,
but this is what I'm saying. But when we talking about the Lakers, because I'm a student of the game. I've been at this, I've been at this 50 plus years of studying the game. I'm not saying I'm a genius, but I studied this. I learned from the older ones and stuff. But it seems like when we talk about the great ones, we never mention George Mikan. And he needs to be respected. He the one started the Lakers. He the one started the Lakers. And the ones that played with him, the Minneapolis Lakers. So when you hear about the 3-peat and stuff, the Minneapolis Lakers started the 3-peat. They were the first 3-peat. They were the first dominant team.
Is it the 99 retired in the NBA?
Huh?
Is it his number 1999 retired in the NBA?
No, that's travesty.
Yeah, nah. But I'm saying, like, why though? That don't make no sense. That makes no sense at all, man.
No, George Mikan's number needs to be retired in the whole NBA, right? Though Well,
Yeah, for real. That's what I'm saying. That made no sense.
it's like
Moving them to LA.
Because Holly, nobody did not advocate for him. I'm talking about talking about in the NBA. We ain't talking about the Lakers. The NBA still disrespect George, the late great George Mike, and what he did for the NBA. They still disrespect him. So that means it has to be up to us because we gotta understand this media ain't gonna really bring it up. So it has to be up to us. We had to have what I'm going to do, and in the near future, I might have to do a live about George Mikan and have people talk about George Mikan. That's all we're gonna talk about, his accomplishments.
the free number to me to be retired in the NBA is Bill Russell, George Mikan, and Wilt Chamberlain. Because if we're out for free, you don't get the NBA you got today.
And each of them in their own right has changed the game. I told people, if you want to see fundamentally sound of a big man, watch the late great George Mikan. Watch his work. Oh, he put no. George Mikan did work.
If you want to see a great passing big man, watch tapes of Bill Russell. Because remember, they won no championship because he was a great passing big man, a great rebounder. He wasn't a great shot maker, but he knew how to get his teammates involved in the game.
Then where I see where he said
plus
errors, they didn't have Defensive Player of the Year awards. Imagine how many he would have won if they had
saying
that.
People got to stop.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
But the fact is,
I think Bill Russell would have had at least, I'll say, 15 Defensive Player of the Year because he was that good on defense.
But at the time, they wasn't keeping stats. And if you think of it, look at what Wilt Chamberlain would have done. If they were to keep stats, look what Oscar Robertson would have done a triple-double.
If they would have kept stats, none of these players today would break any of these records from yesterday.
That's true. That is true. I mean, 35 fucking assists, 30-something fucking assists. And then, what was it, Scott Skiles or some shit like that?
Yeah, Scott Skiles broke, yeah, man. Yeah,
no,
I know my ball too.
Look that game where Wilt Chamberlain had like a quadruple double. He had, 50 points, 27 rebounds, 11 steals, 11 assists, and blocks?
Yeah, but that's that back in 1968, his twilight, his career. You know what I mean? And so when you say those stats like that, Brother Pepper, you're absolutely right. He was doing it all along, like 10, 11 years even before that. But he did in his twilight career in 68.
I mean,
and we gotta show so much appreciation to that. Because using a center, your skills start going down after 9 and 10 years. But Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he crushed that. He played an extra 10 years, and I think like he played another 10 years. I believe that he got stronger. I think that he relied on really fundamentals. It was all that skill was there. And so, but Wilt Chamberlain, you see skill, see fundamentals, you see all that.
Think about this underrated. He did that after a serious knee injury, though. He had to change his game because he had that knee injury, and he was still putting up points like that and still putting up numbers.
Yeah. So when the people say, "Yo, Shaq better," well, all right, in championships, okay. But you talking about a skill? No, no, Shaq, you ain't better than Wilt. Come on, stop playing. Stop.
Wait. I'm about to ask you something right quick on underrated. You know what I'm saying? Why stand up, man? Let's talk about that game last night, man. Let's talk about the
game last night. When they come back from 20 points and beat the Celtics. Yeah, you go. There you go.
That's a bad matchup. That is a bad matchup.
We got them niggas out of here, man.
That's a bad matchup.
That's one game, Will. You got to be at least 3 more games.
Nah, man. I ain't trying to hear that. We was down by 20-something, man. Come on, man.
Will, you did this for the last 2 years. Don't do it to yourself. You did. The last 2 years, you have done this.
How many times we got to hit a hate underrated? How many damn?
I know it's always like that.
Hate all these damn years, nigga. I don't give a damn, nigga.
I've been saying if OG was healthy last year, Knicks would have went to the Eastern Conference Finals, bro. If OG was healthy last year.
Wait. Not as that. Julius Randle was hurt too. That's just crazy.
That too.
Everybody
that part.
Shit. Everybody said this Pacers shit, man. Get the fuck out of here. Man.
All right, but this is what I'm saying, Brother Pepper. If the Knicks win tomorrow night, what you gonna say then?
Oh man.
I'm just saying I have seen Knicks went take the lead in series and end up blowing it in series too.
Right.
Knicks win tomorrow night, that's great. I'm just saying I don't want history to repeat itself because it's a possibility if you beat the Knicks, you're gonna have to probably face Indiana in the next round. You know how that went.
I mean, of course, there's a possibility. You know, they are the defending champs and everything like that.
Champions, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Away from them,
back then, but yeah, can't take that away from them. At the end of the day, we keep fighting. And finally, Tibbs put in Precious Achiuwa. You know what I'm saying? Underrated. He finally put in Precious Achiuwa in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, you gotta mix it up sometimes, Tibbs.
But you know, Wilkes. You know how the coach that we have, man. He probably just go 6 deep. He don't go deep in the bench, and he's not the prototype coach of this NBA. He's not. And I'm saying
Wait. But I'm saying that you definitely know I don't like Tiz, man. You know what I'm saying? I got a video talking shit about Tiz, man. You already know. By the end of the day, man. At the end of the day, man, I gotta give him a little tiny bit of credit. Because, like, man, you still had that defense and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Anunoby, you know what I'm saying? Brunson had them threes and shit like that, man. You know what I'm saying? He had Precious Achiuwa. You know what I'm saying? He didn't play at all in the Pistons series, and I was saying that the whole time on the radio. I'm like, why the fuck we ain't putting Precious in?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you finally doing a little something, man. A little something, man.
I don't think Boston chucking up 65 3-pointers again in this series. If they get a 20-point lead, I'm pretty sure they're gonna go to the rim this time. They ain't gonna be chucking up 3-pointers like they did in the last.
Bro, we know about this NBA. This NBA is very fickle-minded. I'm not saying the Boston should go to the line, should go more to the ball, but who knows? But I'm just saying like this, though, Knicks. I would tell them like this. When you got boss on your neck, stay on their motherfucking neck. Because you know, listen, if we win tomorrow night, now this one I'm saying, what's the media gonna say then?
You know,
wait. We're gonna say something right quick, man. I want to say something right quick. We don't just shout out to Lou, man. But I want to say something right quick, man. What's up with TNT? Hating ass Charles Barkley, nigga. Hating ass Kenny Smith and Shaq, nigga. You know what I'm saying? They talk about that. They talk more about that damn Nuggets game more than the fucking Knicks. Than the fucking surprise of the fucking postseason, nigga. Man, come on.
Well, they did that because
niggas got raised their hand for that. Niggas got raised their hand for that, man.
No,
they don't like Cat either. They don't like them niggas. Do not like Cat, bro.
Yeah. They don't like Cat. They don't like Towns. Yeah, that's a fact. They don't like Towns.
What the reason why they talking about that? Denver beating OKC because everybody picked OKC to win championships this year. Of course, they were shocked.
Here we go, man.
I seen this coming,
man. But you see what Aaron Gordon did against the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? He plus he made that 3, man. Come on, man. Come on.
But OKC have never been in this type of situation before, since they've been a team. Denver,
man, that's why I picked the Nuggets. That's why I picked the Nuggets to win in 6 games, man.
It's no discipline.
Hello.
Let's talk about this in the Cleveland game. What the hell, though? How you gonna let Indiana?
See. That's why I call them regular season Cleveland, man. They gotta step it up, man. They're regular season Cleveland, man. You know what I'm saying? Show up like your damn total in the damn regular season, nigga. Show up.
But again, well, Indiana did dominate Milwaukee in the first round, and seeing them do this to Cleveland, I'm not surprised.
They got a magician.
Dame Time. That's what I'm saying. Dame Time, like what he did. What did Dame Time did in the first round, nigga? That's
got injured.
I gotta say.
Got injured. His career may be over.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It was easier for the Pacers, man.
He wouldn't make no damn difference, though. He wouldn't make no difference.
Nah. I'm saying Dame Time was Dame Time. But yeah. Shit.
Because Tyrese a magician.
Like right now, he old right now.
Now, whose fault is it that Cleveland lost the way they did? Is it Donovan Mitchell's fault or the other guys not showing up?
Damn, everybody want to blame Darvin down? Damn.
Donovan.
To say true, Spidey got stuffed up. He got at least score at least in the late 30s or early 40s, man. He gotta go off game 2, man. He gotta go.
Like that's my boy. That's my boy.
Gotta be a statement. Gotta be a statement game.
You want to know why I did? Well, I was going to test him after the game, but I said, no, I better not do that. Because that's my boy.
I told you, Indiana got a magician at the point guard spot, too. Yeah. That nigga got to play defense.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard.
I don't believe
Evan can't do but so much.
Tell you the truth, I really don't believe in them niggas. You know what I'm saying? I said regular season Cleveland, but I got the Cavs and I got the Cavs in 7, man.
But think about this, Will. All the road team came in. They at home plate and beat them. All the road teams won that game 1.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Except for tonight, we gotta see tonight with the Warriors and the T-Wolves and shit. We gotta see that.
I know one thing: if Minnesota made Steph Curry's son cry, he gonna go off.
Oh man.
Like I wonder how many people put a bet on Steph Curry to get 50 points after Houston made his son cry.
That's crazy.
They don't have no true. Cleveland don't. I don't think Cleveland has a true reliable playoff score outside of Donovan. To be real with you, I just don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, but they still. You know what I'm saying? They still don't have that playoff experience like that. You know what I'm saying? Because the last time they was in the playoffs, we smoked them niggas, man. We smoked them niggas, man.
Like Evan Game.
Evan Mobley needs to show up, man. I'm sorry.
He don't have a true offensive game. His offense gotten better, which is a result of them winning more games this year. And he a dog on defense, but that's his role. He's just not that dude offense.
Yeah.
Then Donnie got to play defense because Halliburton gonna make some shit happen. I mean, Halliburton is that dude. We got to give him some credit too.
But you still got to defend home court, man. You can't be losing at home like that in the playoffs.
Boston, that's what I'm saying. Boston in trouble because this not a good matchup. Tatum always had trouble against Mikal Bridges and Boogie Down Brown, the one you got to truly rely on to go to the hole this whole series because you know Tatum gonna keep trying to shoot.
Now plus Jaylen Brown got them turnovers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to dribble too damn much.
With injury.
Because Boogie Down Brown and them, they all played a lot of injured teams last year. Now this year, everybody got their true wings back. And then New York, I always felt like the Knicks were not a good matchup for them. The Knicks got the wings, they got the point guard to make shit happen. And then you bring in Cat to just give that offense a little bit more push. Like you switch, it was the perfect switch for like Minnesota and the Knicks. Like Minnesota, you bringing in more defense around and bringing in like another scoring option. But Randall is a better defender. Me as a Kentucky fan, I know for a fact Randall is a better defender than Cat.
Oh Lord, you did not say you was a UK fan.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean,
But
It is
Cat, but
what it
see,
is.
Cat,
It is what it is.
but Cat got a true point guard. Cat ain't never had a true point guard. He played with great shooting guards, but he never had a true elite point guard in Minnesota like that.
Jalen Brunson. Yeah, nah. You know what I'm saying? He had what's his name? He had Wiggins. Come on, man. I mean, of course, he wasn't no point guard. You know what I'm saying? We all know that he was a forward.
Wiggins
You know
was
what I'm saying?
Wiggins should have been way. Wiggins was that type of dude that'll just drop 20 and you
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
talk about it. And that's
He's
it.
supposed to go off like.
Because the Warriors
I don't know what
changed him to
happened.
where we making you the secondary scorer. You could take over one night if Steph ain't hot while Clay gets hot. But see, what you think about this Warriors and Timberwolves series?
Oh, Timberwolves gonna beat shit out of Warriors.
No. I don't know. The only thing is like Steph Curry keep getting hot and stuff like that, and Butler, you know what I'm saying? He got something to prove, especially because his former team, you know what I'm saying? He's with the team was for like one season, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know.
Name a player in this era. Name a player in this era that don't have something to prove to a team that's playing right now. Look at all these different players that play on all these different
Exactly.
I think the Warriors, because Minnesota side is going to dominate them down low.
And another thing too, Minnesota is not the Houston Rockets. They're not. They got way better shooters than it. If you look at how they've been playing, I've been watching them toward the end of the year. Even though that last game, I felt like they was tricking it off. Your first three possessions in the second half, you should have. Let me shoot. He pulls from three. No, shoots another three. Comes down the next possession. 3 threes. Man, no, move the ball.
I think Houston's good. It's just Green and Ant. That's a complete difference. That's the difference right there. Jalen Green and Anthony Edwards.
Yeah. No, for real. Jalen Green got to go. He got to go, man. He choked too much.
Can't trust a man to point his fingernails.
He choked too much.
Man, humping on dudes too. Hell no.
You can't trust a
Come
man
on,
that
man.
big.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here, man.
I wasn't even gonna bring that up, but you brought it up anyway. But hey, it's true. I've seen the video. It's like the saying goes, he's done that before. Allegedly.
Damn.
I can't see that no more.
I'll be surprised. What they playing in Minnesota tonight? Golden State.
No, Minnesota got home court advantage.
Well,
that don't matter to Golden State.
Well, once again, you got the whole team winning game winning on the road. So
I know one thing. Hey, this is why I'm picking Minnesota, and it's not no hate against the Warriors and everything like that either, man. It's facts over feelings, and it's just my opinion, right?
None of us LeBron fans. You good?
You know, it's just crazy though. You know, it's because you know how it is when Jay Reed loses, then they start becoming a fan of the next team. You know what I'm saying? But then they don't even want to give Van Everest his props. But hey, he's coming. He's up. He's been up and coming, man. I've been trying to tell y'all this league is getting younger and younger and younger. But they still want to talk about a dude that's got his behind kicked again in the first round. Man, stay away from me, man. But it's just a bad matchup for the word. And I like that dude that they got, but he gonna have some dogs on him, bro. DiVincenzo and DiVincenzo used to play for the Warriors. You don't think he gonna have something to prove to them? It's like I said, a lot of these players got something to prove in all these series, man.
That's true.
Look how the Knicks did them. I think the Knicks would be in a better position to me if they still had I know they gave up on Julius Randle. Now everybody's like, oh man, now you balling. You got to remember the man been hurt for the last 2 seasons. Y'all don't equate to everything. And then when you come back from injury, you ain't going to become that It takes a while for you to get back in that grind,
I think
especially
I
in
think
this era.
I
I
think
think
Randall became a better 3-point shooter too.
they running a lot of actions and stuff more through Randall in Minnesota, and it's like Randall is getting more in his spots in Minnesota, whereas in New York, it's like everybody had to choose like where to get into their spots. Whereas Cat, he knows his spots. I think Randall, it took Randall years to kind of develop that too, and it
Me
took
too.
him, huh?
I agree. I agree with you saying. It did take him a while to develop that because again, he left LA and went to New York. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like the Knicks gave up on him too much. I know a lot of people not a fan of him and everything like that, but I said in this playoff, a lot of these players can right their wrong because hey, but you know the kid keep on giving because you got Mungo Slade dropped the egg, Jay Reed dropped the egg, but he still get praised like he saved. It's crazy. You see what a year makes. You see what a year makes. They were praising Luka last year, and look what a year, exactly almost a year from now. Look what they're doing to him right now. It's a crying shame, boy.
It's a shame because like, and this is what everybody been talking about for years. I'm mad that all the other guys left just now. I hope they come back. This is a doggone shame. I ain't gonna lie. I lost a lot more respect for LeBron because you really seeing it now, and it's like year by year he's getting exposed more. And you know how much I like Luka. It's like you make my boy
Mm-hmm.
look bad, like my boy, and then you know what people gonna use. His defense wasn't that bad. He need to be better on defense too, but his defense was not that bad. It's just some guys
We
can't
was
move
talking
their
about
feet.
it yesterday. We were just
Mm-hmm.
talking about this yesterday. Luka never played defense. Like that's never, and he be. Now we always said this. No, me and Trey always. We were talking about this yesterday. We always thought Luka was a dog, but he never played any defense. We said just give some effort, and he ain't as bad as they make him now. Now all of a sudden, blow by numbers is becoming a statistic now, and they talking about how many miles Steph Curry has ran. And we're like, huh, what?
I think that's
How
where
many times?
the Kyrie media came in last year, where everything was good until the finals, and you know Kyrie was
Mm-hmm.
not playing as good, and then Kyrie fans like, wait, hold up, this motherfucker right here getting blown by. But see, that was the part of the mass defensive game plan. Go ahead, let the offensive player get past you, so that way it could lead to a contested shot at the rim, get them off the
Mm-hmm.
3-point line, so that way you could feed someone like Lively and Gafford
Mm-hmm.
or PJ. Because that's how you beat OKC last year. You knew SGA was going to keep going to the rack. He was going to keep getting his. But then the other guys, they don't have that game that he has where you could go to the rack, but you can make plays for others. Now you forcing your main guys to try to make plays for others. And
Mm-hmm.
it's the same thing that's going on now. They don't have a completely true playmaker on his off. Shea, as good as SGA is, he's a great playmaker, great scorer. He helps sets up the offense, but he's not a floor setter. The same.
Right. I always felt like because I know he's been playing this position since he was at Kentucky. Since I've been watching him.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
UK fan. He gotten way better, way better.
Oh
Like
man.
shit.
I always said the Clippers. I always told my boy Showtime this. Shout out to my boy Show, man. I always told him, man, like the Clippers' worst decision ever was trading SGA. Now you see what he's developing. Now look how he would have been. We don't do ifs, you know. I don't do what ifs, and I never get into them hypotheticals.
You want me to tell you a what if? I'll tell you a what if. Because being a big Kentucky fan, and I seen that day that trade went down. I said, if you trade in SGA and people call me crazy, then I said, bro, watch when this dude, I said, give this dude his own team. I ended up being right. But then I'm thinking here, I'm saying, Paul George, when they went and got Paul George that day, everybody looked at me like I was crazy, and I was like, I like this duo, but this isn't the 90s or the 80s. You need like a little something. You need a big that can space the floor with these guys. Then it's gonna be hard for these two. And Paul George, in my opinion, has never been built to be a second option, because these two like to score from the same spots, from the same side of the court, like to play the same exact way. And you know what I'm saying? Paul George is better when you see how he went to the Western Conference Finals, took them to the first Western Conference Finals without Kawhi.
Yeah. I remember that. I
And see,
remember because we got receipts. It's on my channel, man. Yeah. Yeah, that was an epic when it came back, but that was a funny one. That was a classic one. I was just listening to that earlier, like when I was trying to wait to come on. I was trying to come on at 2:30. Then they will not let me in, man. But they finally unchained the doors. Now they let me appear. But
I'm not
Paul
using what
George,
is,
man, but Paul George, he left a lot. I was talking about him yesterday. He left a lot out. Like to me, he left like he had everything in the. And unfortunately, I know injuries. You know what I'm saying? Do play a part. You know what I mean? But I started losing respect for Paul George when you start giving him little excuses and stuff. I'm like, oh nah. So you like everybody else, you won't give excuses, but I felt like he should have done so much more because he had the talent, he had the skill set, he had the size, and he could have done a little bit more. But hey,
that's where Kawhi messed up.
And how many games he played this year for Philadelphia?
Not too much.
Man, it's just like, man, but it's just the way it is. But I find it very interesting that though, they always talk about players in the past are plumbers and everything like that, but players now are podcasters. Are we tripping? I'm not talking about players that actually, especially the ones that like the OG ones. You know what I mean? I listen to all the OG ones who all got their little podcasts and stuff like that around the league. You just got to do your due diligence and find them. I ain't gonna mention it to you because a lot of people want the answers, don't even want to look stuff up themselves, and then you give them the information, they still ain't gonna watch it. So it's each his own, though.
If they kept SGA and you had all those years, Kawhi would sit out in games knowing him and PG would get hurt. And SGA is that type of guy. See, I said I don't want to use what ifs, but if
that would have been great. That would have been great because that's just But looking at OKC, greatest, like you said, greatest. I did pick them to win the series. I know they hyping up Jokic like everything, like he become more vocal. He's like, nah, I'm just playing it off. And he cries all the time too, man. And he cries all the time too. He be shuffling his feet sometimes too. But when you're a superstar, you get away with stuff like that. Because in that case, LeBron James should have the most travels in NBA history.
And he's like most turnovers, ain't it too, ain't it?
Yeah, he should have way more turnovers than he actually have right now. That record should be shattered. They called everything. They just keep it a buck.
I think Chris Paul gonna win a championship. Not as a player though.
As a coach.
Yup. Like what he's doing for these guys, man. Chris Paul need to get a lot of credit, man. Like as a Spurs fan, I can't lie to you. I feel like, and think about the evolution of this team. We seeing it right now. Because I had 30 wins this year. And this dude ain't even played the whole season. Because think about this. Because everybody was like, I ain't going to like try to say whether he was injured or not. Because I'm like, man, you got 3 first-round picks. And all of them could be like top 12. And this is kind of reminiscent of when David Robinson got hurt. And they ended up getting Tim Duncan. Spurs got a chance of changing the whole team. Think about it. Last year, 22 wins. This year, like 36, 35 wins.
Yeah, they improved. I always gave Chris Paul his credit. He just had unfortunate injuries because I felt like anybody that got screwed over he got a lot of players got screwed over in the league, but Chris Paul definitely got screwed over.
Yeah, he got screwed over because he was supposed to win with Kobe. The only problem they would have had was because you know how Kobe is. Kobe's like, because you knowing how great CP3 is, I think Kobe's only problem with CP3 would be is he's not aggressive enough.
Right.
That would be Kobe's only problem with CP3 is the fact that he's not aggressive. I think Kobe would have gotten CP. My problem with CP3 going up, one of my favorite point guards, my main problem was I felt like in certain big moments, knowing he's not the type of point guard that we seen since like starting guy like AI, Gill, and all them, but like he was never aggressive enough, in my opinion. Knowing he had a mid-range game,
he had it all.
He could post up if he really wanted to. He could ISO. He had like a 5-level type of game where this dude can just score any way, and then his points are counted off of assists.
Hey, anybody heard from Ant? Anybody heard from Ant, man? Anybody heard from Ant?
You got to think about this way too, man. Like
only New York dude I know that like the Indiana Pacers. Yeah, I'm watching the Pacers game right now. I just thought about Ant. Shout out to Soundwave. What's up, man?
I'll think about this way too. Remember that series we got hurt for Game 7 against Golden State, and Chris Paul was killing the Warriors. If you don't get injured, then he's going to the finals that year, and Houston probably winning.
I'll be honest with you. I can't really truly say that. I want to agree with you badly, and I've always wanted to say this, but I just don't trust James Harden in elimination games because knowing he laid an egg those last 2 games, and Chris Paul done laid eggs before too. That's what I'm saying. That's why I brought up the aggressiveness part. Them dudes would have got beaten in 7 games, even with Chris Paul, because I just can't trust James Harden in elimination games. You look at his stats. James Harden usually played better in Game 3s. Game 3s, Game 4s, Game 1, Game 2. Yeah,
James probably did cost the Clippers this Game 7 because of the activities.
The Clippers could have went up 3-0 on the Nuggets, but they kept playing with them the whole series, and Kawhi ain't getting enough games under his belt during the regular season to really have true chemistry with his team, and it's not like he's getting any young. Then them knees ain't getting any younger either. So it's like, man, Kawhi can still like be like a second man or a first man on a championship team. But the Clippers, I don't see how they could just keep making this work, man. I don't know. You might as well go ahead, hit the reset button.
But do you fire the head coach though?
No, I wouldn't.
Because they may use him as a scapegoat.
That's the only reason you could keep them on the team, because I mean you got a new arena like that. You invested all that money into that team. I mean, you got to have somebody coming to watch the games, unless you trade for like a young star.
So Mike Malone's out there now. They may.
Mike Malone needs to. Mike Malone need to go somewhere like the Lakers. I don't really care too much for JJ, man.
Man, but Jay Reed would never let that happen.
Oh, I know who Jay Reed now is. Never mind. I know because you and James and all y'all was all talking about Jay Reed. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, okay. I know who I remember who Jay Reed is. Man, Jay Reed disappeared, man. Jay Reed, and then they wanted Jay Reed knew Luka was gonna get all the blame, and then Jay Reed, and then Reeves. I ain't gonna lie to you, I think Reeves deserves a lot of blame too, because I was like, man, he's just too small.
It goes all the way around, but this again, it gets back to my point. ESPN always do this hype train with him, and then they give this man all the excuses in the world, right? Of the world, Craig, and then. I find it very interesting. When Luka, and I say this all the time, when Luka and Austin Reeves play together, right? Even when Austin Reeves played with Anthony Davis, he played some of his best ball when LeBron is not on the floor together with him. Yeah, he did get exposed. And look, this is another thing to me that I get upset with people because I'm 6'1", right? I'm legit 6'1", right? But size don't mean anything, right? It really don't. You can ball, you can ball. You know what I mean? So I know like little short guys like now, you know, they but it's it's just too much to unpack, man, for me, man. You know, but when you 6 feet 6'1", and what you got to do in this area, look what's a lot of these teams' problems when it comes down to execution. You know what position that they need to bring back? Having a straight floor general. You gotta have a lot of these games, especially these close games, OKC game, definitely. I didn't understand why the coach made them foul. Or like I didn't understand why they fouled. Why did you foul in that situation? You had the lead. You had the lead. Jokic was sitting there you had the lead.
Overthinking thing.
And then oh boy get to the free throw line and break them 2 free throws. That's a wrap. Even if you make them free throws, that Eric Gordon 3 would have forced overtime. That's what they used to say
Just like
back in
you
the
said,
day.
there's a lot of
Free
players
throws
that got
per
something
game.
to prove. Russell Westbrook, OKC.
Man, Russ Ben put it in their face,
Trying
man.
to- man.
And
He
I
trying to
like
get
and
that
I like what he
revenge, man.
did. I like what he did though. He called a tech and hung on there and told him to get the F out of here. Get them boy. And he said in his press conference, y'all chose him over me.
Told them to raise their hand.
Y'all familiar?
He told them to raise their hand, man.
Can't make this stuff up, man.
They need to give Westbrook more respect than they do in the league right now.
This a revenge tour, ain't it?
Everybody got their own revenge tour though, but it's amazing though. But this is the crazy thing about it though. See, we didn't get a chance to see Russ play against the Lakers, but Julius Randle got his get back. He left before Jay Reed got there. You know what I'm saying? He must have heard that phone. He must have hey, LeBron coming. Nah, I'm getting out of here. That's how I.
He don't say. Wait.
I know you. Hold on.
He had to
hold on,
do against the Lakers.
Seinfeld.
T.
Hold
Price,
on,
man, I said he had to do
Seinfeld.
against the Lakers.
Hold
man.
on, no, hold on, Seinfeld. Hold on, Seinfeld. Hold on, man. Just hold on 1 second, fam. 1 second. Nah, bro, for real. Like, then he goes to New York City. And this is saying, I'm telling you, Wilson can come some kind of different right now, bro. Because when he was with the Knicks, and get this nigga Julius Randle up out of here, man. He gotta go. He gotta go. But carry on.
No, but I'm saying, see, y'all see. Come on. I'm saying for the Knicks. I'm just saying for the Knicks. What happened in 2021 when Derrick Rose had to go off, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? Carrying the little left that he had. Julius Randle was fucking sitting there, fucking shook up and froze the fuck up, man. Getting him out of here, man. But I'm just saying, man, when he played for the Knicks, I don't give a fuck how you play for the T-Wolves, nigga.
That cap matchup gonna make a difference.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Oh, man.
Now, but shout out to the T-Wolves. Shout out to the T-Wolves, though. Shout out to the
I know
T-Wolves,
you wish you had DiVincenzo right now, nigga.
I definitely hope Ant-Man. I ain't gonna lie. I definitely hope Ant-Man, you know what I'm saying, at least go to the finals, you know what I'm saying? That'd be cool for him, you know what I'm saying? This is, you know what I'm saying? I know T. Price ain't gonna like this.
They
like
should have win it. They should have win it last year.
I'm gonna say anyway, nigga. That's Michael Jordan, youngest son, nigga. I don't give a damn.
Oh,
that's Michael Jordan, youngest son, nigga. I know everybody don't like that, but I gotta say that shit, nigga. That's his youngest son, nigga. Come on, man.
I mean, you know, the people that say some of the dumbest things of my life. You know, I'm going on break, man. I'll be back, man. 20 minutes tops, bro. I'm back. I'm out, man. I'm gone.
Come on, T. Price, man. Right.
Man, shit, man, like, bro.
You won't believe that. You won't believe that. That's all good.
Motherfuckers used to say that shit about Jimmy Butler.
Man, it's the same thing, man. That's both his sons, man. You know, so that's just my opinion, man.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you,
man. That ain't like that nigga kids, man. That man kids, man. Come on, man. Y'all gotta stop that, man. I know, man. Y'all gotta stop.
That's my opinion, nigga. That's
I know
my
that's your
opinion.
opinion, man.
That's my
But that's an
opinion.
opinion that I don't
Nigga.
agree with, man. Y'all gotta stop
Come
that,
on, man.
Man,
That's
man.
me, nigga.
See,
That's just me, nigga. I ain't saying
MJ.
that's you.
MJ. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. In my defense, I never got on board. I never got on board with this stuff. I never got on board. It's just like people were saying that Django was messing around with Rachel Nichols. He was making Rachel Nichols. How was you there? Was you there? Was you the pillow? Was you the
I ain't
sheets?
saying nothing.
You was actually there. Were you? So how would you know all this, huh? Where would you know this from? Where would you know this from? Allegedly. Because I like to know. Oh, no, I really don't like to know. That's how it is in my brain, man. I just can't unsee that.
My boy's supposed to be winning his second Defensive Player of the Year, man. In his second year. Damn. Tell me how you had a season, bro. Think about this. If you combine playoff stats with regular season stats, with just the 45 games this dude played alone, this dude still leads the league in blocks by a large margin. This shit is crazy.
And the only thing that I don't like with Wemby is that he just shoot too many freaking threes, man. Like,
I
Utah,
knew you was about to say that. I knew you was about to say that, Price. I knew you was about to say that.
you know, I mean, and I understand that's the skill and everything like that. I get it.
T. Price, don't
Honestly,
go yet. This is one
Okay.
draft pick that's gonna change the Spurs forever. You gonna like this draft pick. Derek Queen from Maryland going to Spurs because what?
Yeah, McQueen is cold, bro. Derek McQueen, yeah, that boy is nice, and he from the DC area. Anybody that's from the Baltimore, Washington area, you know what I mean, DC area, man. Derek McQueen, it would be nice for them.
He's the best.
He would be nice.
He's like Draymond. If Draymond had a little bit of a little game to him, you know what I'm saying? His feet a little slow. Draymond got a little quick feet for like him to be his size and how big he is. But he played football too. But see, Derek Queen, what you need, the type of big you need by Victor Wembanyama, knowing he likes to sit at the top of the key, you want a big man that can operate in the low post and that has a facilitation game that is also a beast in the paint. A guy like he is, where eventually his shot, because I think eventually he gonna have a little 3-point shot too.
How do you mess up an alley-oop? I never seen so many. And another thing in this era too that I can't understand. Number one, you always gonna see a turnover. Someone always gonna step on the baseline, try to get. You always see that turnover every game. Every game you're gonna see that turnover as Indiana Pacers. My headphones. Soundwave, man. Shout out to my boy Ant, man. Ant, man. You talking about somebody who hate Giannis? Oh man, that man he can't stand Giannis, bro.
For what? He a KD fan or something?
Oh man, he a KD and he a Kawhi fan.
Oh man, he a KD fan. He's still mad about that Nets series. I do think Nets should have won that series, but he's still mad about that. Man, it'd be crazy if
the Nets would have already won a championship if they would have kept that whole roster as it was, because what they needed end up becoming detrimental to their team. They needed extra scoring and they did not get it. But one of the person they had was who? Cam, who was my boy name from LSU? Cam Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, I'm about to leave, man. I'm starting to feel weak.
All right, bro. Prayers up. Shout out to my boy Lemon Pepper Lulu, man. Y'all subscribe to his channel, man. Lulu, my boy Lemon Pepper Lulu. Salute, bro. All right, fam.
But this Lakers deal, man. LeBron, you gotta go into a new era with Luka, man. You can't sit here and play games around with Luka, abiding by LeBron. And this is one thing I can't stand about because watching the Lakers is fun when you got a player and a bunch of guys who just come together and just want to win. You know what I'm saying? Like how it was in the Kobe days. It's like when he came there, It's all about business. It's all about ratings. It's all about this. That's why I couldn't stand how Luka just got forced. Luka didn't even want to go to the Lakers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't even want to go. Like, he's embracing being a Laker. You know what I'm saying? Like, you playing for one of the most prominent franchises. Of course you want to embrace it. But you ain't never choose to be in that situation. And then imagine being in a situation where it took all them years, talking about 6 years, for them to build the team that you need around you. You ain't got me Kyrie special. You don't find second options like that who can just turn into a Dawn every night.
He was already a dog too. He was already putting on. And this is another thing too. It's just like the more you keep. This is why I don't even like. You know, when I get to the Lakers, man, just like how you've been right. I've been right too, man. I told these people what they was going to do to my team. I told you what was going to do. When I never forget that time when he sat on the podium and he had Kyle Kuzma, all the young cats on there, all the ones that they drafted. Cause y'all remember, if you remember, her brother drafted all of them. Drafted Josh Hart, all them boys. You know what I'm saying? He sat down on that podium and said he couldn't win with that. He couldn't win with this team.
I think they were taking shots at was it Jerry or Jim was the father, right? No, Jerry was the father. Jim was the brother, ain't it?
The brother. Yeah.
Those moves, they didn't want to keep. I don't want to make no theories, but they didn't want to keep nothing from anything her brother had got. She basically didn't care and like wanted to reset the whole franchise to basically change the whole thing up because it was a dumpster fire for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but even in their existence, man, the Lakers ain't missed the players more than any other teams in history. People actually look it up. And there's another thing too that they always say this though. Fans like he won everywhere he went. He won a ring. Okay, yeah. And everywhere he went, he destroyed the team to bare knuckles. He can leave now, but he can leave now if he wanted to. But no, he's not. Because I heard that's why I watched First Take. You know, it gets on my nerves. But I still watch these shows just to hear what these people be saying. And I said it earlier. Wemby, he was defending everything. They asked, should LeBron convince Luka to stay in LA? And Wemby's like, nah, LeBron should have to convince him. Why he should not have convinced him? Why not? He does have that right? He does. Y'all love to call him the GM, and then all of a sudden, then he comes out and say, "Oh, I don't have." Everything he says, is always end up coming back to hurt him and bite him.
They know damn well. He know damn well they want to build, and he even said that in that same exact interview you talking about. He said that in the same exact interview where he was like, if they want to, I know they got him, probably not for me right now, most likely for the future. Like he knows, and that's the first time that he admitted that he basically will ever be replaced. And you could just see how aggravated he was because, you come into the league at 17 years old. You've been that dude since you was like 15, 16 years old. Damn near basically around the same time.
Manufactured, in my opinion. His career just manufactured. My favorite saying is, you need to give Kareem back his basketball, man. You don't deserve that crap. I can't wait. Everything, but this is just, my boy was talking to me about this today. He was just like, man, T. Price, he was like, I figured that Jay Reed, man, all the homies called this nigga Jay Reed. Jay Reed don't want to retire because everything's going to come out for him, but little does he know that it ain't going to matter because, there go my boy, Bill Lazy.
What's good, bro?
Hey, I like that profile picture, dog.
Oh, you already know.
We talking about this. We were just talking about the Lakers, and first before we dive into them, what you felt about the games last night, and what you feel about the Warriors going against? You think you picking the Warriors to beat the Timberwolves?
The Warriors, yeah, I think I don't know if we could beat them, bro, but I think that we match up good with them. Only if we play Jonathan Kuminga, because at some point we're gonna need the athleticism, like you know what I'm saying? Because it's all about matchups at this stage in the game. I just don't think that with a smaller team we'll be able to contain what Minnesota does, because their point of attack player is way better than Jalen Green. So Ant-Man he can go into the paint. He can score from inside and outside and play in the mid range. So Jalen Green was only one dimensional. So like we gonna have problems with him. And then you already know with the size that they got and the skilled players at their positions, that's gonna be an issue for us. But as far as the Denver series, I just think OKC just blew that. That's all. I think OKC will respond next game and blow them out. But it's just one of those things, bro. You know how the betting world, you know how the NBA is, bro. Because how ironic that all the top seeds lost at home. Come on, and they was heavily favored in every game. So
was saying. Supervisor
it just didn't make no
everybody
sense,
lost
bro.
money.
Right, Vegas
That's why I
clean
don't bet
sweep
on-
for Vegas. Clean sweep for Vegas.
Man, that's why I don't bet on games, bro. Like I'm the man.
Right.
Yeah. I don't gamble no more, man. Get that shit.
And the times I should have, man, I would have been a rich man betting against Jay Reed.
Right. We all would have won money on that weak ass nigga.
Yeah. Especially in the finals. Get them out of here, man.
But
Kobe Bryant.
I heard them this day. They was making excuses for him today. At least they was saying that they asked the question. You know everything with First Take. You got to have a couple of broad segments in there, even though his ass sitting at home. But anyway,
right.
Should they convince him to stay? And then Brian Windhorst, he was defending him to the highest honors. Like he don't have to. He don't have to. He don't have
to do what?
He don't have to convince Luka to stay. He knows he's the man. This is the thing, like man. And then
isn't Luka in a contract though? Like, isn't he locked into a contract?
Luka's loyal. Them guys overseas built different.
Hey, but if he was American, and this is my always said this, man. I don't see how. I never seen so many dudes that played in the NBA is scared of one dude. Just one. Like he Al Capone.
I mean, Michael Jordan was Al Capone.
Well, he was Al Capone, but at the same time, he wasn't. Back then, it was basketball was different. Now it's not even about the game no more to me, man. It's not because it's so ruined. Now they expect the big man that's 7 feet tall to switch on all these different perimeter. That's why the lane be wide open for these players to score and all that.
I only reason why I might, because this how I know if I grew up in the 90s, my favorite player probably would have been Hakeem. And when you talk about a motherfucking monster, a 7-footer, now this is different, but
I ain't saying nothing though.
That motherfucker right there, man. I mean,
you ain't gonna say nothing, nigga. You might well raise
he's
your
the best
hand,
pick and roll defender all time, in my opinion, and it ain't even close.
Hakeem is up there, man. That's why I was
if
like,
if you put Hakeem in today's era, he'll be at that 3-point line.
Nigga.
It ain't just him. Yeah, I know. I had to. I said it. Yeah, I said it. Raise your hand, man.
Man, Hakeem is different, man.
Wait. I want to say that Pat Riley.
Hakeem
Pat Riley for not putting Rolando Blackman in that bitch.
Oh.
Come on,
Rolando Blackman. Shout out to Rolando Blackman. I watched him. He married a woman from Salina, Kansas. Yeah, shout out to them. Yeah.
Shout out to Dallas.
Hey, Dallas. That's what I'm saying. When I was growing up, all these teams had a squad, bro. Like everybody just think that Jay Reed just renovated, just say the Cavaliers from a dumpster fire. I mean, Cavaliers always had good teams. I'm so old. I remember they had Mark Price. I'm so old. I remember they had
Larry
Terrell Brandon. They had Terrell Brandon. I'm going guard.
What's his name? Brad Daughtery. Brad Daughtery.
They had Kevin Johnson. They had Gerald Wilkins.
They had Steve Kerr. Young Steve Kerr on that bitch.
Craig Elo. Larry
They
Nance and what's
they
my
said
boy?
guys
What's my
couldn't
boy?
score back then. Ron Harper was putting up like 25
Ron,
every other
man,
game on the fucking Cavs.
man, Ron Harper was considered one of the top shooting guards at that time, though. When everybody just think it's just Jordan, but dude, you had a lot of shooting guards back there. Was putting it and not only shooting guard, but every position. It was so loaded at every position. It was competition. That's why them All-Star games back then was different. It was competition,
Man,
man.
y'all don't think Hakeem better than Shaq, man?
I think he's better. Yeah, I think he's better than Shaq. Man, who you talking, man?
Nah.
I don't think
that's
Shaq
Steve
to
Price's
me.
opinion. Steve Price's opinion.
Shaq
You know
to
what I'm
me.
saying?
Shaq to me, he ain't better than Will Chamberlain. Let's keep it real. Just because you got more rings than somebody doesn't mean. If Shaq was so dominant, how come he don't have how come he don't have records like Will Chamberlain if he's so dominant?
Then this motherfucker talking about some. He talking about some. I'm going to Miami to go get me another ship. Nigga, you playing with another Kobe. Even though D Wade ain't Kobe, but shit, you playing with another great shooting guard. You know what I'm saying?
He saved me. He saved me.
Like Hakeem.
But I do like Shaq, and I'm not dissing Shaq in no kind of way. This is just my opinion, man. It's just like there's so many dudes that I don't think he's better than the Dream. I don't think he's better than Elijah. Hey, you see what Elijah, even though he did put up his numbers, the young Shaq. You know what I'm saying? But man,
that was Shaq's third season. See, Price. That was his third
doesn't
season.
matter.
And Penny Hardaway is Robin. It was
Doesn't
the second
matter.
season. You know what I'm saying?
Doesn't matter. When you
Nigga, can y'all imagine if the Dream played with Kobe, nigga? They'll win 12 motherfucking championships.
Hold on, Will. Hold on, Will.
I ain't trying to hear that.
Hold on, Will. Hold on, Will. We got to keep it a beam. We got to keep it a buck, as we say, bro. Orlando should have won that series. You know what changed that series? You know what changed that series? When Nick Anderson missed them free throws. He never was the same player after that.
It was.
If they even made them free throws, we would never know what would have happened in that series. But he didn't, and he never was. And I thought Nick, I thought he was a great player, but after that, he just ain't never.
Drexler.
To me,
What's Elijah Warren acquired Drexler? Elijah Warren acquired Drexler in '95.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
And the Dream had Shaq jumping up and down. Imagine what he hit.
Shaq couldn't fuck with the Dream. He was too skilled for Shaq. That's why.
Yeah.
That motherfucker knew how to dance.
And he had
imagine Jokic trying to guard the King.
From the Portland Trailblazers. I ain't trying to hear that, man.
David Robinson would give him that work. Patrick Ewing definitely would give Jokic that work.
95 picked up Drexler.
And I don't care if Patrick Ewing don't have a championship ring. It's levels to this, and they getting their ass kicked.
Jokic ain't got to deal with none of these type of guys, bro. Like I said, his best matchup is a 21-year-old.
Imagine him going against Alonzo Mourning. Imagine him going against the Kim. I mean, every night. Look, I'm gonna go white boy edition. Imagine him going against
Bill Laimbeer.
Big Country Reeves.
Bill Laimbeer would have damn had Jokic ass crying.
You see, he crying to the referees all the damn time. He's another crybaby. He's another one.
But what's his name too? What was his name? What's his name? Arvydas Sabonis, nigga.
That was Jokic before Jokic existed.
Nah,
come on,
Jokic
man.
would never be
him or Bill Walton.
That's disrespectful to bash in Arvydas Sabonis because
come on, man.
He's so legendary. He had two legendary.
That was Jokic. That was Jokic before Jokic.
And he was 100 times better than Jokic because a lot of people forget this too. Being a Sabonis can block shots too. Jokic can't block no shots. And then at the same time, we got an old version. Fact. We got an old version of being a Sabonis. We never got him in his We got him in his prime. And there's too much video. Look, that's why I say
he was playing overseas.
Too much video. It's too much video evidence out here. You even got players saying that Venus Sabonis was dominating the Olympic team, was just killing them, was giving them that work as a young pup, was giving them that work.
And see,
They
you
were
don't you
saying he
don't
was
see
the
like,
best player, and they were saying he was the best player on the court way back then.
and
You
then
think I knew that?
they be having
I did that for a
Eurobasket.
long time, bro.
They be having Eurobasket, FIBA, all this stuff all over TV. Now, back then they didn't have Eurobasket, FIBA, all this stuff all over TV, unless Jordan was playing.
Which is true. But then again, I know somebody too, like when I was growing up, you know, they did actually have like stuff like that, but you just gotta be, because everybody, different households raised differently, you know what I'm saying? And I knew some people had, and even when I was in my early 20s, sure, I was watching European basketball even back in my 20s, bro. Watching them players back then.
You know who's my favorite?
I knew somebody I had a homie that had access to that because he had a cousin that was playing overseas. I know some people that played overseas basketball and stuff like that. Made a career out there. That's why I understand, like Americans, they always want to talk about players overseas. Like, dude, that's professional. You think they league is better to watch than the NBA? Y'all tripping, bro. There's levels to this, bro. Why you
It's
think
old
Luka
school.
came in and said it's old school basketball, bro? They don't like it because that's not they're not used to that. I mean, and especially them dudes that be on TikTok, man. You talking about the disrespect of the legends? Oh my God, it's out of man. They ain't got, man. They got YouTube beat. It's a lot of them minions, a whole flock of them.
Man, if Petrovic, bro, I ain't gonna. Petrovic might be.
Drazen? Oh yeah,
Man,
let Drazen Petrovic shoot 10 times. Let him shoot 10 3-pointers a game. See how many 3-pointers he'll hit. He was another one.
Facts. He was. I think he was Luka before Luka, but with defense. This dude used to give Jordan. Jordan used to want to damn cuss his ass out. I ain't lying to you, bro. I guarantee you
That was
that's what
competition. Jordan liked that.
Deadlift shrimp though. What about deadlift though?
Oh man, come on, man. You don't know the deadlifts, man. Deadlift got him a sister. You already know what time you know what type of time he on. But his game was solid. His game was nice.
Sharunas Marshalonis though.
That was my boy back in the day. That was my favorite player when I was growing up, played for the Warriors. I like this dude.
You know his son is out here playing with my little cousin at St. Mary's.
Mary's, yeah, I know. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, Moraga.
Basketball. So, I'm sitting on college basketball, man. Dudes don't want to have that comment.
Messed up, man. His fans done messed the whole game up, sitting here disrespecting the other league, sitting here disrespecting other players, debating rings.
ESPN, you got ESPN with that, but then this is how I kill them. You kill them, no matter how many facts you give out to them. Right? Look at all these offensive rebounds. I guarantee they're gonna shoot another 3 on this possession. Another 3-ball brick.
That's one thing they got to understand about.
Oh my God! See, that's what I'm saying. You get 3 offensive rebounds today's era. You shooting the 3-ball. Nobody's tacking the rim. Nobody's feeding the ball in the paint. And y'all talking about this is the best thing ever, man. Y'all stay the hell away from me. Go ahead, bro. I've seen a team that shot like 3. They got 3 offensive rebounds, Cavaliers, right? And they shot a 3-pointer every single time.
I think with guys like Luka and Jokic, their way of playing defense, because they free roaming, and because they do so much offensively. I think with them, their way of defense is clogging the lanes and offensive rebounding. That's their main defense. They're gonna box out for offensive rebounds. They're gonna clog the passing lanes, and whoever you have around them, you just pray that they just play good and elite defense. Knowing that Jokic and Luka can both play D, they just got real slow feet. You got to force both of them to play defense. You got to put a great matchup against them that can play both ends very well.
Mm-hmm.
You see how Jaden McDaniels and all them went off. You see how Randall off them back doors. LeBron don't like guarding back doors. LeBron always known for never being able to guard back doors like that, especially when he loses.
Man, that dude is so overrated, man. I don't see, but and as my boy Elise to say, he has a manufactured career. But this is what I was saying. You know how they want to tear down Tim Duncan for winning a championship on a short season. Two of LeBron rings came from a short season. So what they talk about when you say that, then they want to deflect again, move the goalpost again. Like no matter what, man. No matter what. This is like what I've been saying. Yeah. If there's anybody, I'm telling you, bro. Hey, you be on TikTok, bro?
Yeah, I be posting a whole lot on there, big dog.
Dude, you see a lot of, I ain't lying. They got them dudes over there. Even the old school guys sit there give them all that information, and they still disrespect the legends, bro. And they still, the disrespect is at an all-time high. But then again, where do you think they learn it from? The ESPN don't sit there and give these people respect like they used to. No, sir, they do not.
But then want to talk about, he done led this, and that while in the NBA finals. He the first to ever do that. I'm like, but see, this is why Magic
never heard that
all time.
Mm-hmm. Never. And this the thing is, because we've been saying this for a long time too. LeBron has failed in so many epic. Jay Reed, he has failed in so many epic ways that they're giving it to him. It's like that double digit scoring in double digit. If you include the playoffs, he been lost that fight. You see what I'm saying? And then they're gonna make it. Oh, now it's regular season. It's deflecting, and the more it's like I tell people, this is what I don't understand either. For God to spend so much money in his body, why he's so gassed? Now y'all praise him when he's 40. They praise him when he's 40, and then when he loses, oh, but he's 40. You can't have it both ways, man. Like you can't do that. And you can't, but that's how ESPN. I want to see how this all gonna play out the end, because I know a lot of y'all people on the ESPN. I know y'all ain't gonna lose your lives and your jobs and your sanity. You know what I'm saying, for colluding this stuff for all these years. Because Jay Reed don't look like a type person that's gonna go down by himself.
And that's why I don't like the fact how Luka. I said, man, Luka going to the Lakers. I would have wanted that shit to happen maybe in 2027, 2026, after he
it should
retired.
have been him and Anthony Davis. Him and Anthony Davis would have been a better fit. It would have been a whole lot better fit. They got rid of the wrong guy, man.
They got rid of the wrong guys years ago, because I think with Magic put that team together, because you would have eventually had how LeBron playing off ball. He didn't want to do this back in 2020. If he was willing to play off ball and you let Lonzo turn into what he could turn into as a point guard, Brandon Ingram, how he became a second option somewhere else, and then Kuzma, and then all them other guys, how you could have kept that whole, and that team, that was a squad low key. You remember how they was beating up on KD and the Warriors and them? And these dudes was tied for the 3rd seed. Why you get rid of that? You could have waited 1 year just to keep all these guys and just to have AD with these guys. Because none of these guys were going to get big contracts yet. Because all of them, well, maybe Kuzma, but maybe a little size contract. But that's about it. All these other guys wouldn't have took on them big
contracts, right?
He would have been one of the only big contracts on the team, and they would have been able to build a great team. They would have been able to keep their picks. But you wanted to get impatient and sit there and go after a guy like AD, man. Hell nah, man. He killed this whole team, done set this bad team for years, done told
Like
them
I
to go
said, he
get
killed
Russ,
them. Mm-hmm.
done told them to get Russ. If you know Russ wasn't a winning player, why would you not want to? And he looked like a winning player right now. Now imagine how crazy the media gonna go if Nuggets win this year and Russ win a wing before Kevin Durant and James Harden.
Not on that, he got another ring before Jay Reed too, who they've been praising.
Without him,
I don't think personally, I don't think the Nuggets is that's just me personally, but then again, because this is why I don't think they are, because you can't make a change like they had. And then all of a sudden now you see how the media it plays a different tune now. Now they praising Jokic, for being super aggressive and being more of a leader. You want to do things.
the
Don't
top
that
10
seem
shit is
fake to
crazy.
y'all?
The top 10 shit is crazy. Like putting this,
No way.
talking about something. Is he better than the Dream? Bro, the Dream would have had cooked the fuck out. The Dream, what Jokic is doing on offense, the Dream was doing like that. It's like back in the day, you was playing against 10 different Victor Wembanyama's in the 90s, whereas you playing against one. That's your best matchup right now, a 21-year-old. Think about that. You would have had 10 Wembanyama's in the 90s going up against Jokic. I'm talking about just knocking his shit every damn game. Victor's first game, this dude had, you know what Victor had in his first game against Jokic? His first ever game against Jokic. This dude put up 25 points and 8 blocks. Okay, now you ain't gonna like the rebounds. You ain't gonna like the rebounds and the steals you might like. But every single time this dude goes up against Jokic, this is the hardest big man. Embiid and all them, the league, like how Buddy brought up gambling, all this other stuff, they avoid Embiid cooking Jokic. Because one of the last times Embiid played Jokic, this dude put up like 56, 17, and fucking like what, 5 or 6 assists? Then they didn't want him to get embarrassed ever again like that. And Giannis did his thing against those are the only guys that you could really say would cook Jokic on the regular. And maybe Vic, and he 21, and he the one that really be going at Jokic, because he play him 4 times a year. All the other bigs in the West, like who else can you name in the West that's threatening outside of Victor, that gives Jokic like at least a little bit of fear? Because Chet don't do that yet.
No.
And I got into it with some guys in another group chat yesterday, talking about some Chet, a smarter defender than Victor Wembanyama. I said, bro, when you got guys like Caruso, SGA, Lou Dort as help defenders, it's easier to foul. He fouled less than Vic. When you got guys like that, it's easy to not foul when you got help defenders like that can help you sag off.
OKC got great defenders. They got a lot of. It's amazing how Game 2 is, because now the Cavs is blowing the Pacers out right now. But hey, but it's levels to this, y'all. It really is, man. Jokic is great, yes, but like I always said this on Ticket Channel, continue to say it on my channel for years, man. I don't put these dudes over the players back then. Ain't no way. There's no way. There's no way. No way, no how. Is he good? Yes, but y'all acting like this dude have a gauntlet, like he's going through a gauntlet every night.
And that's why I think it's hard to disrespect a guy like Victor, because he plays a traditional, even though, people going to say, he 8 feet tall, but he plays a traditional game. He plays that type of game where, listen, I can go into this game right now, and I don't have to put up 25, 30 every single game to be the best player on the floor every night. I don't have to shoot the air out the ball. Yeah, you might not like the fact that I might not stay in the paint as much as you want me to.
Right. That's a fact.
I'm going to make sure my guys I'm going to make sure my guys play better around me. I'm going to make sure my guys defend. Knowing I'm a juggernaut defensively, everybody on court defensively going to be hyped off of just me, my presence alone on defense. knowing I got an offensive game, I could go 18 for 12, 6 assists, and 5 fucking blocks, and 2 steals, and win us that whole game. I don't have to do nothing that whole game but just play defense. Just give me the ball in the fourth quarter, and then we can talk. Ask Tim Duncan. Ask Tim Duncan. Ask Tim Duncan how it
I
was.
like that team moving forward though, because I like De'Aaron Fox. You know what I mean? But but then again, I've been saying this for a while too. I don't know how long you've been following Ticket Channel, but when I was on Ticket Channel, I used to get into it with them dudes all the time. I used to be like, dude, these dudes are not point guards; they scoring guards. Just because you dominate the basketball don't mean you're a point guard.
Facts. I've been paying attention to his channel for a long time. I started watching his channel mainly for boxing and football from the beginning. And then after that cap situation, like I was like in middle school at the time, I was watching his channel and my teacher used to tell me to put up the thing because I used to sneak and watch his channel in the middle of class. And I remember when ever since that cap situation went down, he ain't never talked about football like that ever again. I said, damn, and that's when I stopped watching for a little while. I was like, damn, Ticket used to break down
look how
football
they
the
did
way he
Deion's
break down
son.
basketball. Facts.
Yeah. I mean, I could talk about football too. 'Cause I grew up watching football too, and it was like for me, I just recently started, but now I'm back on the fence of it because my favorite team growing up, like when I was growing up, was the 49ers.
Oh,
Because I seen Joe Montana.
oh.
Who I think is one of the greatest. They always want to put one person over everybody. Okay, whatever, that's fine, but you can't admit, and it's a long list of. It's to me, it's a lot of quarterbacks you could throw in that equation. It's all about who you know. I know everybody say Tom Brady's the GOAT, but let's not just act like there's a lot. Some of the championships are suspect. You know what I'm saying? But he do got them.
I
So
know
I
who the
just knock
greatest
that.
player of all time is. Like, if we talking about pound for pound, straight up, when we
I
talking
do it my
about
position. Linebacker, I have to say Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor, man, you took the words right out of my freaking mouth, man, because you took the word right before I was able to say it. Because I mean, think about this. This dude in
LT was a monster, bro.
facts,
On
like in
Tecmo
an
Bowl,
era.
if you play Super Tecmo Bowl, even play Tecmo Bowl, you had Lawrence Taylor. I guarantee you, if you don't lead the league, and there's two of them for me though. Like for him, linebacker, and my other, I think the best, God rest his soul, Reggie White.
I was
Reggie
just about to
White
say
was a
that too.
beast. Reggie White
Facts.
was a monster. You see, like I said, like you see what I'm saying. Like to me, it's like football. Well, one thing about football, though, but it kind of be like basketball. But one thing they don't do, they still pay homage. NBA, they pay homage and they disrespect you at the same time. That's different. And basketball is the only one that I've seen that ever do that compared to other sports. Look at one of my other favorite sports I like to watch, tennis. Tennis is all about loyalty, all the way from the beginning, and every era still supports tennis. That's how it's supposed to be. Basketball, they diminished it.
It's a 80. I mean, think about it. It's an 82 game season. You seeing them if you got league pass, all this other stuff. You watching them about every other night, and then so it's that now that's a different element, I guess, at modern NBA. And then with football, you only watching them about a certain amount of particular times, and then in the playoffs, ain't no game 1, game 2. You know what I'm saying? Then they got 7 games now. Back then, it used to be 5. And that's why I think some of the players from in the older eras are more nostalgic because you didn't get to watch them as much, knowing you had series only going towards 5 games. Because you didn't have more playoff moments because all that money them game 6s and them game 7s be making and them game 5s be making, knowing that game 5s will turn around the series. It basically tells you what the rest of the series gonna be like now. But see, with Lawrence Taylor, going back to Lawrence Taylor, This dude in the era, non-passing era now, had 20 sacks
Mhm.
and
Right.
won MVP as a defensive player. Like that and then it ain't happened like
Mhm.
since. That's crazy. That's insane. This is some Wilt Chamberlain. He basically the Wilt Chamberlain of football.
Imagine, and I know everybody always want to talk about the players back then. They was cocaine addicts, they was this and they that, but they still went out there on that field and performed. You know what I'm saying? Like some might be on drugs. Some, I'm just saying. You know how they like to take jazz from people on personal habits and stuff like that. So he did all that. Even now, what if he wasn't even on that stuff? He could have been even. You see what I'm saying? It would have been even more scarier. But the fact that even through all of that, LT was that dude. I seen him broke those Theismann. I seen him broke the when I seen him broke Joe Theismann leg. He was the one that called him to tell him to come on. He was telling them y'all need to come get him. You know what I'm saying? He broke that man. And LT was like running backs for me. It's just so many of them. I'm just talking about the ones that I seen. I seen Walter Payton, but my favorite one was Barry Sanders. I know a lot of people say Emmitt Smith, but Barry didn't have no line. Barry was the line. And it didn't matter in his division, especially you talking about a division killer. Barry Sanders used to kill everybody in that division.
I ain't gonna lie. I might be young, but mine was AP.
Oh, I was going. Hey, I was going to go on. I'm talking about my younger days, like me watching. I remember watching Barry Sanders when he was at Oklahoma State. He's from Wichita. Barry Sanders from Wichita. He's from Wichita. You know, I need to ask my homie. Do he still have that? Have his he have a businesses? You know what I'm saying? They named the street after Barry Sanders out there. That's his own town. But Barry was that dude. Barry, I used to like. Oh, Adrian Peterson was a man. Adrian Peterson. That dude right there was some different. Hey, I'm gonna give out some 49ers. My boy Frank Gore. You know what I'm saying?
Underrated running back.
He had them. He had, he did so much out of his career. You know what I'm saying? Even when them surgeries, and he still was a monster. That's what I said.
All
Like,
those surgeries and still like what top 10 in yards all time, ain't it?
yeah. You see, it's level. Like I keep saying, like he's gonna get lost in the shuffle. But that's like people like you. You know what I'm saying? You can just continue to just spread the wave because that's why I don't rank players because it's so disingenuous. And no matter what in any sport, because it's so many great players that played in a time. Even some people will say Jim Brown. I ain't watched Jim Brown, but I watched tapes of Jim Brown. Jim Brown was a beast too. You know what I mean? And anybody that was great, I always watched. And at that time, I understood what football was at that time.
I wish I
You know
lived in
what I
the
mean?
90s to watch Jordan, man, because it's like watching those games was like a main event for that night. It's like watching WWE or something.
It wasn't just, and now, and the thing is that people fail to realize it wasn't just the Jordan effect. It was just that era in its whole. I know Joy get the credit because he did dominate, but that whole era, the '90s, because I seen basketball trending, and that was actually trending because a lot of people want to diss Magic Johnson, want to diss Larry Bird, but they say they say the NBA, right? Then
Yep.
Mike, and then Mike became the face of it, right? And then once Michael Jordan was about to get ready out the door, what did David Stern start doing? He started talking about everybody, and they were talking about Jerry Stackhouse. They was talking about Ray Allen. Kobe was an afterthought. Then they did mention him, but you know what I mean. But that all them great young players, it was like who got next. That used to be the commercial back then. Who got next? Look at the old school commercials back in the day.
I remember that too. I used to
I
look
remember.
them up.
I like the Kobe Bryant. I like the Kobe Bryant. I used to love Kobe Bryant and Tim Duncan commercials. Every Kobe Bryant commercial was dope though.
That McDonald's. What's that one McDonald's one? With him and didn't him and LeBron have a McDonald's one together?
No, that was him and Dwight Howard.
Oh, okay.
That was D12. That was D12.
I think
if I remember right,
Kobe-
it was. If I remember right, it was D12.
Nah, LeBron and Kobe had the Nike commercial with the dolls. Where
Yeah,
it's supposed to meet in the NBA Finals,
Yeah,
and
that's the one I was
LeBron
talking
and
about.
LeBron suckered
Yeah,
out because
yup.
his legacy was on the line.
That
Yeah, you know LeBron.
What happened to Kobe? And we was waiting on him in 2011. Remember, we used to hear all that dumb stuff on man. We used to flame boil them boys, man. It used to be like 8 dudes in the channel, ticket channel. You got 2 dudes going. Like, man, LeBron ain't this. Or sometimes we 1 against 9. That man, yeah, man. I just say never. And then again though, it's like it always go back to the Bible, man. Like it says in the Bible, and we used to hear every generation gets worse. Every generation gets worse. Because we talking about the 90s. In the 90s, they start taking prayers out of schools in the 90s. They took away fellowship of Christian athletes in the 90s. And then once they took God out of schools in the 90s, that was it. That's why you got this chaotic stuff now, you know. And shout out to the young ones though too though. That I know a few of them out here. You know, I could tell that they was raised right. Yes, ma'am, no, sir, all this and that there or whatever. You know what I mean? So you do got some that, you know, and they don't matter what color they are. I know some white people out here, yes, ma'am, no, sir, and all that stuff. Puerto Rican, it don't matter. You know, it's just respect. But then again, I live in a place too where a lot of older people, man, they disrespect you because of the color of your skin. I'm telling you, I had an episode today, boy. And man, I should have been. I would have been on the news, bro. I would have been on the news, but I thought about it. I didn't come too far in my life to let somebody, you know what I'm saying, talk to me crazy, and it was very, belligerent. It was belligerent, and it was epic. How this person was going off for no reason at all, for no reason at all, bro. That's why I tell people like I come on YouTube to get my blackness, and I didn't like to even come around because dudes would be on straight cap a lot. It's just cap, but then again, everybody ain't gonna be with everybody ain't gonna agree with one another. Everybody, you got some people they like the world. That's like I see mainstream media. They one band and they one sound. If you against it, you looked at it as a what? A grade A hater. I never seen grown men put dick riding so much. Man, you dick riding like what? Like what is like why would you say that to another man? That's you what? You know how many times I see that in the comments? Glazing. Like, dude, speak English. This dumb behind suspect behind slang y'all got going on. That slang they got now, suspect is I don't know what. Yeah, I'm telling you, talking to a grown man here for real.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Our language is just like the way we say a lot of things these days is kind of weird.
It don't make no sense, fam. And I ain't dissing, man. And I know disconnect with me. And that's why I used to get into it with them dudes on ticket channels. Like, you ain't never had a conversation with me a day in your life, but you compare me to everybody else. I never said that. If we had a disagreement, we had a different disagreement, but I'm not, don't label me what everybody else unsaid. You know, even though I disagree, then they needed that 3-pointer. They only down by 8 now. But Cleveland gonna let you back in the game though. But did you get a technical foul? And you know what's crazy too, Ty? It's crazy how they give Luka a technical foul and they'll never give LeBron a technical foul. JB be cussing the refs out like 40 going north.
Man, I think they, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Some of these guys from like the minute Luka came into the
He
league,
put him on a poster. Ooh.
ooh,
Donovan put him on a poster. Ooh. Now that's
but like
playoff basketball.
the way some of these dudes talk about Luka, man, you could just tell it's hate in their voices in the media. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it's
just hate.
obvious.
And Stephen A.
I
started
never
that.
hated.
Yes.
Yeah, he got to. You know, they got to follow the script. He got. Excuse me 1 second.
Nah, you straight. I just think they disrespect. I think the defense of all that came from Stephen A. after Luka's second year, where they started bringing up his defense. I said, man, he's not as bad as a defender as most people think, but I think his defense get picked on. When your offense is that great, yeah, your defense will get picked on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then I don't like how some of these guys say. It's kind of coincided with what you say is like, I don't do rankings, I don't do none of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What if I tell you something similar, as in, I don't think the face should just be an American player because the game is global. I think it should be multiple faces. What if I say it should be multiple faces? What if I tell you it should be an American face
Who's
and
dominating? Who's dominating? I agree with that. I agree with that too. I think it's multiple faces you could have because look, we had it back then. They had it back then, even though and this is another thing they like the value though too. See, this is how these is how people. This is how you can tell people that like to deflect, right? Let me give you a great example, right? They'll say Shaq won the Finals MVPs, and they said, but we know the story. But you got people really. Every time I hear people talk about Kobe Bryant, on TikTok and even on YouTube, it's all Clutch Sports. It's all ESPN. It is all FS1. It's all of that stuff, right? And then it's amazing. Shout out to the people that do make them reaction videos and stuff like that, man. Dude, there's levels to this, man. I've been saying this for a long time. If you wasn't there, you wasn't alive at those times. It wasn't just Michael Jordan. It was just the playoffs itself. All them back then, everybody. It was a team rivalry back then. Back then, you had real rivalries. It was good when the New York Knicks was in the playoffs. It was good when the Indiana Pacers was good. It was good when the Miami Heat was in the playoffs. It was good when Detroit was in the playoff. I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all, man. I've been watching 4 decades. The richest era that I ever seen in the East when LeBron was in it. That's why he went 8 times. If you look back and do your due diligence, that was the worst era ever in the East in NBA history.
But
Go
he
look it
shouldn't have
up.
even went though that one time though. Remember, Chief Price, they cheated Indiana when they had Bogdanovich and Victor Oladipo. Victor Oladipo was giving them problems.
Come on, man. We already know, man.
When he
Look.
goaltended
Everything.
Victor Oladipo shot, he goaltended Victor Oladipo shot. And that was the game winner. He goaltended it and they didn't even call it.
It was
Did he
inside the box.
goaltend?
It was inside the box too.
Did he goaltend? Did he goaltend Andre Iguodala too?
Nah,
Oh, come on, that's goaltending. Yeah, obviously.
I'm not LeBron. I'm not a LeBron rider, but I think they hype. I'll put it this way.
That was goaltending, bro. You can't touch the rim with your offhand and then block the shot.
I'll say this though. It is not. It is not. I like Giannis blocking the finals more than that block.
Yes, me too. Me too. Because Giannis blocked the dunk, and how he got to that shot, that was crazy defense right there.
Then came on the other side of the court, straight up, just straight yam on their ass.
Again, I just thought about this, Teak. I know you. I know. Shout out to you, man, because I thought you was missing for a minute. Because Ron asked about you about a month or two ago. I was like, man, I ain't heard from him. Shout out to Ron. I know Ron ain't in here because I know he he getting them youngins ready for football. You know, this is time of year for that football. But anyway, it's good to have you back, man. But y'all think about this, right? Luka went further with Kyrie Irving than he did with LeBron. Let that sink in. Even though Kyrie got the blame in the finals, right? Kyrie
So we
got
obviously know who the difference maker was in those title runs. Come on now. LeBron was easy for him to score all them damn points, but hey, Kyrie did all the hard shit though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Kyrie was a shorter player going up against bigger guards, Andre Iguodala, Klay Thompson. You know what I'm saying? Draymond Green, cooking them.
I'll give him more
While
credit.
LeBron keep needing to switch, while LeBron needed to switch on motherfucking Festus and Zealy every play. Come
Zealy.
on, bro.
Man, he been doing that his whole career. I remember
Come
watching
on, bro.
Miami, bro. I remember watching Miami, man. That's how I don't understand how he. This is why I don't understand how he got them the defensive teams anyway. Like, dude, you wasn't guarding the best player. They hyped you up for guarding Derrick Rose on one possession. They act like you guarded. And his fans be acting like he guarded Derrick Rose the whole game. No, he wasn't.
I'll give Kyrie way more credit in that Cleveland Finals than last year, because at least last year, Luka put him in positions where he at least had him guarding smaller players. I mean, playing like, guarding, having smaller players guard Kyrie, because this is the difference between Luka and Bron. LeBron fans will hate this, but Luka actually likes sitting in the low post. Luka at 25 versus LeBron at 25 is a little bit more innovative offensively, because he actually used that low post. LeBron didn't care to use that low post. LeBron didn't want to sit on the block like that.
Let me give a holler out to let me see. Okay, let me see. Y'all, you can't guard me. Hey, you can't guard me. What's good, y'all? Let me see. My boy Keith, what's good? Chess Ready, what's good? Ward Wilson Jr., what's good? Hey Aries, I ain't know you was in here. I forgot. I need to start paying to my chat more. We don't do trolls over here. Shout out to Cottage too, man. Yeah, man. It's a shame what the Lakers' demise is, man. Like it used to be and I'm not with the ones but it begins to look obvious, and this is to me why it can never happen. I know a lot of people think he tried to come there, try to, you know what I'm saying, to, hey, no matter what he tried to do or what he has done, he's not no Kobe Bryant, man. He just not. Just not.
I'll put it this way.
He just not. And he ain't no Magic Johnson. And I don't like Magic either. For this simple fact, Magic, you was praising him. You wanted this man to come over there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, no. Y'all wanted this man over there, and I told Ticket that day. I never. Hey, just
I think it's Rob.
Y'all think I'm lying? Go ahead.
I think it's Rob, bro, because him and Rob, bro, for some reason, I think he talking the way he talking because he wanted the team to be built in his vision, whereas Rob took that vision and basically got all the credit, and that's why Magic Johnson started. Because I ain't gonna lie, Magic Johnson was the one that got AD. You know what I'm saying? It's just he didn't complete the deal. Rob completed the deal. That's when Rob started taking all the credit. And Rob's Kobe's guy, so you know what I'm saying? So Rob gonna get the credit. But I think Magic should get a little bit of credit. You know what I'm saying? He just don't get credit because the Lonzo situation.
Yeah. But then when he stopped hyping up, and this is the thing though too, man. I don't know, man. Just hey, like I told anybody, I've been doing this channel on my own for about I say about 3 or 4 years, something like that. But I've been cooking for like at least about 10 years on here. on
Man,
YouTube itself.
Lakers had some of the realest fans before he came to this team. And now it's like his players want to sit here, his fans want to sit here, talk about everybody else who got their own players and fans. Oh, you switch teams, this and that. Bro, you did the same thing as you was a Cleveland fan one time. You was a Miami fan one time with him. And then you knew you wanted to follow him to these teams because he was just going to build a new super team everywhere that he goes to. So that like his fans are hypocritical too. How you gonna hate on people for going? If
Go,
Kobe,
Ryan. I spoke him up. What's up, Ryan?
What up
I
with you,
spoke
bro?
you up. Remember we was asking. Remember we had that conversation. What happened to T?
Uh-huh.
TYTV.
That's a
He right
fact.
here. Yeah. See, it's small world. I just brought you up too. What's good though?
Coming from
Okay.
and remember I told y'all. Remember T Price. Remember I told y'all. Remember y'all disagreed with me about how Luka and Kyrie was gonna work, and how I told y'all.
Yeah, I did.
Both of y'all, because me and you, Brian Tom, Big Three, we was in a talk that day, and I was like, they getting to the finals this year, because I was like, now watch they make moves at the trade deadline to go get defenders that can support them, and then watch them go to the finals and play Boston. But I don't know who we didn't know who's gonna win that. But then Boston won that. I predicted that whole thing, and I was saying to myself, like, if Luka stayed this year, because they was like tied for the 2 seed before Luka got hurt, like early December. And that's what I'm saying. He was in the perfect position to go back to the finals. Because what would have happened? You would have got Lively back. You would have got Gafford back. Now, Kyrie did get hurt, but I don't think he would have got hurt as much because, like I said, you would have had a guy like Luka that would have took some of that load off of him from having to, do everything for the team after they traded Luka. I think Mavs would have ran it back, and Mavs would be in the second round right now. Because you took all those years Mark Cuban took all those teams, took all those years to invest in a talent like Luka, where the new owners, new staff, you look over the years, they had new owners, new staff. Don Nelson wasn't there no more. Whole new scenery of a franchise. The people took over, boom, traded them. And you remember the LeBron stuff came out last year when it was like LeBron going to Dallas. I said, how LeBron going to end up going to Dallas? And I said, I hope not. But how you going to get to Dallas? And that's when I knew the Luka trade was planned. Like, looking back at all this, how Dorian Finney-Smith got to the Lakers, how LeBron and all these rumors with him buying the team from Las Vegas over the years come up. How LeBron to the Mavs rumors, and if I trade LeBron right now, I would trade him to the Mavs. You give me back PJ, you give me back Gafford, you give me back Lively, you give me back some defensive pieces that they had that you could bring to the Lakers right now, put them around Luka, surround Luka with the team, figure out the contracts maybe a year or two later going into the future, and then you go from there where if you want to like bring someone else in. But I think when Luka wins his championship in LA, it's going to be kind of like 2009, 2010 Kobe, where you just put the right roster around him, you put the right guys around him, and then they get hot in the playoffs and they go on to win a championship. I think it's going to be like that, Price.
How you feel about that, Ron?
You know me. I wish they would have traded LeBron for Luka. I like the Luka AD cats, but
They
I
was
told
never going
everybody.
to do that because of
Well,
the
I know.
money.
But in a perfect world, but like it's a very good possibility of them going with Dallas, going over there with Kyrie and AD. That wouldn't surprise me one bit. But I like that theory, but he's still gonna need another running mate. He's still gonna need another running mate.
I think if you're the Lakers, if you have Luka in your hands and you end up with Luka, you go and send the whole thing to go and get Giannis. And then with LeBron, you look at him and you're like, all right, bro, we're going to run this back one more time. And then if it don't work one more time, next year you could. But see, the thing is, the Lakers got to think like other teams. This is one of the first times in a long time where they got to think like other teams. What do I want to do? Do I want to lose this guy for nothing in retirement or to another team? Or because the only way you're going to be able to get pieces back right now, significant pieces back, picks back, all this other stuff, got to get off Bron.
We got to get off of him. We got to get off of him, man. Austin Reeves. Yeah. Somebody, because he labor for cheap. He could only make, being that he's an undrafted free agent, he can only make like the max he can make is 22% of an NBA contract.
Because he don't have all NBA teams. He don't have
right, but just because he's an undrafted free agent, it's only so much he can get this first contract. The extension, this free agent thing right here. They was breaking that down. That's why everybody's value so high, because everybody know he basically his production outweighs his contract.
So what does that mean you do with him? Okay, what I would do with him is I would use him as a 6-man playing starter minutes instead of that way I could give him better matchups come playoff time, where because you're gonna keep Reeves, where unless you go for a big move this summer, where I wouldn't put him in positions to have him look like the way he looked against Minnesota.
Rob already said that basically he looking at running it back with Bron, Reeves, and Luka again. And I'm like, we cook. That's 3 people in the starting lineup that can't play defense. I'm like, that's not gonna work. You got to split that Austin Reeves, Luka backcourt up.
That's why I think Dalton comes in, because I feel like Dalton.
He's just as bad defensively. We need a defender out there next to Luka, like somebody who can take we need defenders out there with him.
I just think he's better. I just think he's a better clutch player in the clutch than Reeves. If you give him the chance, I think his defense isn't as bad as people think. Connect. I don't think his defense is as bad as people think it is. But if you telling me who's a better player, or if anything, try to see if you could run him some plays at the 3 with Luka, because I feel like Luka, me knowing how Luka is, being a guy who study Luka, I feel like you need a primary knockdown shooter next to him, and I feel like he can be a primary, because what Dallas did over the years was they took guys who athletic guys or guys who got a little bit of length, someone like Dalton, 6'6", who get hot off them threes, and it makes their defense hot, and you turn them into a 2-way player, because that's what you got to have next to Luka. You got to basically see this difference between Luka and LeBron. LeBron is just freakishly athletic, where he'll just turn guys into shooters around him, whereas Luka, he's not as athletic, but he controls the pace, sets the floor a little bit better, where he can turn them into spot-up shooters and guys who could play defense at the same time, especially with him being able to play them passing lanes and gonna sit there and grab them boards. I think him slowing the pace down is just much better. No, I think Luka fits more lineups better than LeBron, because LeBron just demands way too much, where Luka demands too much, but Luka's still gonna get his. He gonna make sure he proved that with Kyrie.
I mean, he's 26. He probably gonna sign a 3-year extension so he can get next contract. So if we're talking right now, then basically it's either Luka or LeBron. They choosing Luka right now. They choosing Luca, but the only thing about it, they got to play nice because LeBron could walk away for free. You know what I mean? Which they really don't want to do because then we got to renounce everybody just to get salary cap money, and ain't nobody really out there in the salary cap out there in free agency that could really help us this year. Like as far as losing LeBron and pairing somebody with Luca.
Nico, and I don't blame Nico for that trade because Nico, I think, is a scapegoat for that.
That wasn't Nico trade, man. Nico put it together, and Nico only did what he was told to do. Them owners didn't want to pay that boy that super max, man.
I said the same thing because
That's all it was. They didn't want to pay him a super max.
Because as a dude who was living in Dallas for a little while and was watching a lot of Mavs games, when I was looking at like some of the news going into when they was talking about his extension last year, I said, man, they gonna have to pay him out the ass. I said that's about that's about damn near half a billy. And then
yeah, 400 something million.
And then you gotta think about them kickers and them contracts, knowing he gonna make all NBA teams. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't want that burden. And then you look at it like, yo, he ain't like he's been injured. So if we give him that money, he can't play. We still got to pay him.
And then I want to move to Las Vegas.
You said you want to know who?
And then I want to move to Las Vegas. That's what they said.
That wouldn't even be my first option. Everybody's saying Las Vegas, but that wouldn't even be my first option. If I'd be like, man, give me my expansion team up in Seattle.
Cause they're gonna bring one. I think they're gonna prioritize Las Vegas first. Seattle getting their team back. Don't worry about that. Because OKC gave them back their records and everything. And I said so what made them give them back the records back over the years? It's been like almost 15, 16 years. What makes them want to do that now? That's how you know they're getting the Sonics back. And then the Las Vegas Mustangs, they gonna have their new set, and then it's cheaper for the league to move a team to Las Vegas because it's cheaper now to move a team instead of just building a whole new franchise from scrap. You talk about billions and billions of dollars, contracts, players, sponsorships, all this stuff that you got to bring in. They're gonna have to, if anything, they're gonna have to move a team to Vegas and then just create another team in Dallas. Either give the naming rights back and just let them keep the Mavericks.
But I don't think Dallas. I don't think Dallas would be the first option to move a team in Vegas. It'll be one of them teams, them small market teams that's struggling financially, like Memphis and all that. Because they was talking about Memphis might. They said they want to keep them in the state of Tennessee, but Nashville might get a team because with these new supermaxes and the way the CBA, the city basically can't support the damn team.
Damn, and they just got them from Vancouver, like in the early 2000s.
But you got to think about it. The money that's coming in now, and the money that they got to pay out, and all that. Memphis is like they owners are like the Laker owners. That's basically main source of revenue.
Damn.
So and then you got to think about it. If they bring one team, they got to make it even. They got to bring another team in.
So you got to bring Seattle back.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be two teams. You can't have an odd number of teams in the NBA.
Because that's what I'm saying. OKC gave them their rights back, and when they gave them the rights back after all these years, all their records and stuff back, I said, yeah, they definitely. But ain't no way you can give it back to them for no reason.
But I'm just saying, as an owner, I'm looking at the prop like that. That Seattle as thirsty as they is for their Sonics to come back. Like, man, do you know how much money you could make off of now? You could retire Gary Payton's jersey and build a state-of-the-art center and all that stuff in the Northwest. Because they ain't really got nothing up there but Portland. They want their own team. They got the Seahawks. They got the Mariners. They want their Supersonics back.
They got that. They got that same. Don't they got that same arena that they had and they renovated over the years?
I don't know if they did, but that was the reason why they left, because the city wasn't helping build an arena. But if the right grouping, then they're like a dude like Steve Ballmer. I don't need y'all to build me an arena. I build my own arena.
and buy my own property over there. He did the same thing Stan Kroenke did, because Stan Kroenke went over there because Inglewood was open area.
I mean, tell you the truth, if I was him, I probably would have been like, man, get me out of LA. Period. I don't want to be the B team in LA when I got a whole A team market up there that's untapped. If he take the, I mean, I know LA is a nice business capital, but if he take a Supersonics team up to Seattle, they'll probably make twice the money that he'll make in LA as a Clipper.
Even
base. I got the entire city behind me. I only got about 20% of the city behind me here. You're never going to overtake the Lakers as LA team. So as a business decision, I would have looked at that if I was Steve. Boy, I'd have been thirsty trying to get up to Seattle.
But then, like I said, you in Los Angeles. You in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, shoot.
Think about it. Think about it, though. You in Los Angeles, but only about 20% of the city supports you, which is still, I guess, great money. You feel me? But think about what your money could be, your revenue could be if you had 100% of a city supporting you.
That 20% in LA might equal the 100% in Seattle.
I doubt it.
I mean, it's the Clippers.
I
doubt
doubt
it. The NBA got if you notice and if you look over the last 25 years.
Think about how them Seattle fans, as Mariner games and Seahawk games, sell out regardless if they suck or not. They loyal up there. They loyal up there. Now you talk about you start winning. Oh my God!
But see, you see the NBA, like they got their favorite small markets. Who are their two favorite small markets right now?
They favorite small markets.
They got their small markets.
It's looking like OKC and
one. That's one.
Let me think. OKC definitely won.
One. I give you three guesses.
The Utah Jazz?
No.
Okay. OKC and Indiana.
Nope, you got one more. How many championships the team got over the last 20-something years? Don't got no NFL team. Don't have no.
Golden State.
Nah, they got in they back in that they don't count because they in the Bay Area. They
really two cities in one, if you ask me.
That what I'm saying. The Bay Area is Oakland, San Francisco, all together. Now I don't count them though, because 49ers don't even play in San Francisco.
Right. Damn. I know. Okay, they definitely like OKC.
San Antonio.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't know why that didn't come off the top of my head in the first place.
So, like these are their favorite small markets. Why is it their favorite small markets? Why they want to put these small markets on the map over the last 15 to 25 plus years? Because of the simple fact you don't have to compete with Major League Baseball. You don't have to compete with the NFL. You don't have to compete with none of these. And then you got military bases close to these teams. So it's like that also helps too. So you got these, like, these are the small market. These are their favorite small market teams. Indiana is just a basketball state, so I see why you say
basketball state. That's why I figured they might favor Indiana. But yeah, I would agree. OKC and San Antonio, definitely.
Because OKC, when Seattle moved there, Then they started putting more, and then you had 3 MVPs from that team.
You
James
got
Harden.
three of them, bro. KD and Russ.
Yup. And then so you remember what they did with Charlotte. You would think the well, I was finna say the Bob because I lived in the Carolinas too. I was finna say the Bobcats. The Hornets. The Hornets, who was the original Charlotte team, Miami was their favorite. I wouldn't consider Miami a small market. That's a fan. I'll say it's not a big market, but it's a fancy market.
It's mid market, yeah, mid market, but it's a lot of money there.
Fancy. I call it fancy market. Atlanta's one of them too, and I wouldn't be surprised if Giannis. And you know what?
He gave out his list. He said he want to go to a major market. If not a major market, he's saying like a mid market like Miami. He basically named New York, either New York team.
That's why. That's where I think he's going to. One of those.
Listen, either New York team, either LA team, Chicago. He mentioned Miami. He mentioned Miami.
Because Miami is not it's not Chicago, New York, or whatever. But
it's not a metropolis, but you got to think it's import-export city.
Yep, and it's a nice vacation spot.
Yeah, so it's a lot of money down in Miami. You know what I mean? They're just not as big geographically as New York, LA, or Chicago.
Miami is just nice. That's the man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, party city.
Mm-hmm.
The weather. I mean, come on, weather. Money.
Houston is the big markets of small markets. Even though Houston's a
and
big
Houston was they said, and Houston that was listed, but they said it was funny because he didn't mention Houston when he had gave the list, but they were saying they would imagine that they in contention too because they basically fit the bill of what he asking for.
I think MAU dope, bro. If you put him on that him or KD. I like that team because they're in the same situation that my Spurs and that OKC is in. And no. Forget the other team. That's a small market team. But OKC small market. See, OKC probably and Spurs are probably the only small markets he considering. Look at all those picks. You could trade all those picks and still have picks left over and still have youngins left over because OKC, you either want to trade J-Dub or Chet. They were 17-3 without Chet and still number one in every defensive category in the regular season. You know what I'm saying? And then you check Houston, Jalen Green plays bad every other damn fucking game, and they still was the 2 seed in the Western Conference. You know what I'm saying? Dudes used to go on certain betting sites for Jalen Green during the regular season. He had 38 one night. Next night he'll have under 15. Know what I'm saying, man?
That's the thing about little bro. He talented as fuck, but he inconsistent as hell too.
He don't have he's one of those aggressive guys, like one of those guys that'll turn that shit over a lot, but can go crazy when he's hot. He's hot, and that's why I feel like how Russ looks so good next to Jokic. Russ always been that dude, but then you see Jokic. Russ is basically playing the Bruce Brown position. The Bruce Brown spot is just Russell Westbrook is Russell Westbrook. You know what I'm saying? Bruce Brown ain't Russell Westbrook.
I ain't gonna front. He impacted the fuck out of that series, yo.
Facts. And then think about this. I played for OKC and I played for Clippers. And then Clippers, I got a problem against y'all. I'm from here and y'all want to sit here and hate on me like that. And then think about this. You from LA, and both of them teams that you play for in LA, they fans didn't. Man, that's crazy, man.
Hey, we gotta keep it real though.
got to keep it real. We would say those fans, they ain't real Laker fans, man.
Those
They
LeBron
JV
Those
fans,
are
fans,
those
those are the
fans.
LeBron
the
fans that
Facts.
LeBron,
follow him
yeah.
there,
But
and
real
that
Laker fans love Russ. Everyone that I know that's waiting for Jay Reed to leave, you know,
real Lakers
Bro,
love Russ before
how
Russ
can
even
you
came to the
listen?
Lakers.
How can listen? You watch this career. How could you not love Russell Westbrook, bro?
that's a fact.
Whether he was friend or foe, just the way that nigga played basketball, my nigga. He don't
Hmm.
give a fuck about nobody. And you know one thing that we all can appreciate: Russ ain't never cheated the game.
Never.
He never cheated the game. He showed up, he played, and he played extremely hard every night.
Hmm.
So, like
That's a fact.
most basketball fans I know, like love Russell Westbrook. That don't
I
mean
know I did.
he's not beyond critique, but we like as a player, love Russ. I knew that wasn't going to work with Russ when they wasn't giving him the ball full time. So the only way Russell Westbrook
Yep.
works is if he controls the ball, bro. I said, y'all talk
Yep.
about the 4 turnovers. I said, bro, he always had 4 or 5 turnovers. I said, he just
Right.
controlled the ball so much. He just had 34 points, 12 boards, and 11 assists to go with it. So you didn't give a fuck about. But when you take the ball out of his hands,
Yeah, it looks more. Yeah. It ain't
He's in
all
the
what it
best
meets the eye.
position. He in the best position he ever played off ball wise.
yeah. What do you mean go stand in the corner and shoot threes? Do you know who I am? I'm Russell fucking Westbrook. That ain't what I do.
That motherfucker Jokic said, "You three of y'all running up on me. Okay, let me let him take that back door. He taking that back door every time, and he gonna take
Man,
advantage
that
of that
nigga,
shit every single second."
man, that's crazy. Because the situation in Denver was they really got rid of Mike, and I think I see it in them now. Because I don't think Aaron Gordon fuck with Michael Porter Jr.
None
You
of
feel
them
me?
on the team do. He, bro. Let me tell you about him, bro. Because I got too many reports on him. That dude got that big contract, and he been hurt all them years, and then all that other stuff, and played all them games, and then they sat there, and then he would complain to management. Dude was the type of player you could tell he one of them type of dudes that run the management if something go wrong on the team. I think he the one that ran and got Mike Malone fired and complained about all that stuff. And Jokic was like, you know what, bro? Let's just keep balling. You know what I'm saying?
Low key, that's what they were saying. Because they said, basically, Mike Malone came in praising Russell Westbrook. Like Mike Malone basically thought like I thought, man, nigga, this is Russell fucking Westbrook.
And you notice now Jamal was unhappy too, but my UK cat is built different. We can't talk about my UK cat. He built different. Jamal wasn't the one that complained about that. I think it was Porter because Porter when Russ
You know,
came to the team,
I think it
Porter.
was Jamal. I think it was Jamal Murray too, because the way they talked about it in the reports, they said Jokic
No,
gravitated towards him.
I think. See, but I do believe you on that.
I don't think Michael Porter Jr. got enough cachet where he could go talk shit about Russ. It
Man,
would have to be him.
they gave that dude 200 million a year. They gave that dude $200 million. Ain't no way you can sit here and tell me they trust him. Because how in the hell you giving him $200 million in the first place? And he getting hurt. He barely played that many games. They gave him $200 million before they won the chip.
I'm about to put the fries in there for her.
I'm telling you, I'm cutting onions right now, big dog.
Let me give you a good example, right? Shout out to Cade though. Shout out to Cade Cunningham. Pistons what the Pistons made him do. A lot of people felt like he didn't earn what he earned, but as you said, but he's an example. Look at Cade. He's been hurt the last basically since he's been in the league. How many years Cade been in the league?
He has that type of game. He has that type of game where, like,
I'm gonna say how many years? How many years he been in the league? I can't remember. He been in the league like 3. This is third year, right? So his first
yeah.
2 years he was basically hurt, right? So this year this was his coming out party to me in the NBA. Now,
No, he should have been had his coming out party. He should have been had his. If he wasn't hurt, this dude would have been.
right?
He already had a coming out party. It's just he just been hurt.
Right. That's why the Pistons would. My point is, this is why.
Green came at the same time.
Detroit, that's what they was missing. And look how good they're gonna be next year. You know what I mean? You know Ivy's gonna be coming back. You know what I mean? And hey, it's gonna be interesting though, man. Hey, like we've been like me and Ron Time, shout out to my boy, Know Your Boy Sports News. We've been trying to tell these people for years, man. The league is getting younger and younger. Y'all don't want to believe it. Now all of a sudden now y'all want to start talking about the SGAs and all of a sudden now I remember when Ticket was saying when SGA was gonna average 30, they thought that nigga was crazy as hell. He averaged 30 points again.
He a Kentucky player, so as a Kentucky fan, you know that you know what I'm saying.
I don't want to hear that Kentucky stuff, bro. Yeah, I get you though, man. But hey, even though I don't root for Kentucky, I do like certain players that came from that team though. That they did play. They did have some like they had dogs came from everywhere. It ain't just Kentucky. I know Kentucky is just the main commodity now, but they had great players from all these different teams in college basketball.
You want me to be real with you? You want me to be real with y'all real quick though? Like as a Spurs fan, if my boys stay healthy the whole year, and if you had Fox on that team the whole year, and think about this, you won 36 games, and Vic only played 45 games. Still lead the league in blocks, plus the playoffs. Only played 45 games. Spurs would have been
Crazy.
at least the 6th or 5th seed.
But imagine how much greater he would have been though also too. When going against a dominant big every night. You feel what I'm saying?
I say the same thing about Jokic, because Jokic, his best matchup is a 21-year-old, which is big.
Mm-hmm. And look how good Zubac guarded him. And the Lakers used to have him too. You know what I'm saying? It's just like all these players that I see, it's just like, man, it's just it don't pour no wounds in it. It just confirms everything I've been saying. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't like the Lakers way going right now. I don't like it, but I knew it was going to happen. Jay Reed will never take the credit. They play with Luca, then JJ gonna have the nerve to say championship experience. Okay, but you went to the finals and everything like that, but at the same time, you didn't win no chip.
I'm from Dallas, but I'm a Spurs fan. But I like Luka. I'll tell you this, man. I'll be straight up real with you. I think Luka is getting too much blame because he didn't choose.
Exactly.
If he requested a trade to the Lakers, that's a different story.
This is what happens though when you play with Jay Reed. Look what they did to Russell Westbrook's career. They try to end that man on national TV every day. And this man had all the power. This is why I don't understand why these people say he's such an activist and everything. He's not even an activist on his own teammate. He didn't even tell his best friend that he was leaving not once but twice. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like this man keeps showing y'all who he is, and people still sitting there saying whatever, man. Y'all man, stop.
They
try to end Russell Westbrook's career.
They try to do the same thing. I mean, I guess with Kyrie too. I mean, with the Kyrie situation, I ain't gonna bring the LeBron thing up, but with the
State's chest. He said they about to be a year 5. Okay, I know it ain't been that long ago.
But Kyrie, I think I say more so for 2016 than last year. He should get more credit for that finals appearance because, like I said, Luka, I think, is a better floor setter than LeBron, whereas Luka put Kyrie in positions to have smaller players guard him. You know what I'm saying? And Luka let Kyrie do his thing while still getting 30. I mean, both of them boys doing their thing, whereas LeBron took the whole credit. You see Luka in the playoffs last year, you know what, man? We both Batman. We both Batman. We both riding in the front seat. Matter of fact, shoot, I might go stop and get some gas real quick. I might ride passenger for about an hour or two. Hey man, you tired? I'll get back in the front seat.
Let me throw you this ball right quick. They like to give Jay Reed all this credit though, right? But when Luka when he finally was able to play, what happened with the Lakers? And who led the Lakers in scoring this year? It wasn't LeBron.
Luka
Luka was leading them in scoring. Luka's the one that was getting a big first quarter. He's like the play. It's like I like when I see him play. I'm like, man, he is so out of shape, but he been like this his whole career so far in his career. I was like, imagine
He's not
that's
out of
what.
shot. He's not out of shape. I'll tell you what it is. Cause you don't talk to too many Luka fans on like Ticket Channel. Ticket Channel. You mainly see like Kobe, LeBron, MJ, Curry fans, KD fans.
And a lot, and then you got a lot of people on Ticket Channel too, are just the fans of the game like I am too. But on the panels though, oh, they mostly Jay Reed fans.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
That's
I
what
ain't.
I'm saying. But you talking to a Luka guy. When you
Listen.
look at Luka,
I love the dude. I love the dude, and I
he
wouldn't
plays
want to make way, but
basketball
that
all year
motherfucker. Listen,
round.
but nah, that motherfucker out of shape, bro. Like he
No,
not.
no, no, no.
He no.
How-
Listen, he carries it well, but Luca could be in a lot better shape. Like Luca could stand
Now
a
that
little
I
10
agree.
pounds,
Now that I agree. I will
but
agree.
he controls it well. You feel me? He can do it, but that motherfucker he can definitely stand to lose 10 pounds, bro.
When he was skinny, when he first came into the league, that motherfucker was dunking. That motherfucker was doing all types of crazy
Yeah,
shit.
they showed
Yeah.
us picture they showed us picture from his rookie year to now when they said he came in at 225. Oh my God!
Mm-hmm.
So, oh yeah, Luka done got fat.
That
I said
ain't Texas food.
that's not grown man getting big. That's Luka. You done got fat a little bit, bro.
But reason
And
why
think
I
about it.
would
That
say
motherfucker he can't even dunk right now. Luka can't even dunk. Luka can't even dunk right now. I mean, not that he need to with his numbers, but I'm just saying, athletically, Luka can't even dunk right now.
I like, and then and it's a shame how even though we seen it coming because Russ got the blame. They was killing Russ. They was killing Russ when the Lakers lost. They was killing Darvin Ham. Now all of a sudden he's backing up JJ Redick and all his decisions and all that. I'm like, where's that same energy, Jay Reed, you have for Darvin Ham?
oh my
And everybody on ESPN giving him a pass. It's not his fault. He got him to 50 wins and he got him a third seed. Like yeah,
Let
but
me
he also gave the Lakers. Who gives a care? He and then
let me
and then I just want to say this right there, and I don't let you go. I'm just gonna say this right quick. Then I'm gonna let you go. I don't care who they coach is. If Jay Reed is not in the picture, JJ Redick, like who's ever gonna coach Luka? JJ Redick cannot coach Luka Doncic. That's just my opinion.
Wait, hold
Go
on.
ahead.
Let me go back and say this one thing before we go to the out shape thing. Now, think about this. Now the reason why these injury issues come up because he played Eurobasket like a few years ago.
Basically play all year round.
Yeah,
Basically play all year round.
because you know them guys, Giannis, Luka, Jokic, they all play for their country years. Or Victor, they all play for their
Mm-hmm.
country years.
Yeah, they play for the national team, but they ain't playing in their league.
But see, the thing is though, like when you playing all year round like that, man, shoot, that's what I'm saying. Vic, Giannis, Jokic, Luka, all them, they going and them dudes they cut different from them countries. Like these dudes over here, they'll sit out games, all types of stuff. Nah, I don't want to play this game. Nah, I don't want to play this
All I'm
much.
gonna do that is Embiid, but go
And
carry on.
then Giannis, Luka, Jokic, Victor, they like, man, shoot, we finna play Eurobasket, FIBA, and Olympic basketball like it's playoffs. You see what Vic was doing in the Olympics. That's what I'm saying. That dude the next fake. Like I know everybody want to force in a little bit, but like I told T Price earlier, it's multiple faces. The league is so great now. It's multiple faces. You got to have multiple
But they choose
faces.
they do, but they choose it not to though, because the only one they still talk about is Steph and Jay Reed and Steph, and they talk about they have to talk about KD because he does have two chips. No matter what people say, he has them
Those
two
are the
rings.
three guys of the tens. Just like how you
Giannis
got
is by
Kobe.
default, and Giannis is by default because they want
Gian-
Giannis to go to a big market. They don't want him in the sport. That's why the media they so got their hands embedded with everything because they ruin the game. They're telling where these players should go. Not letting these players really true. You know, because look, look at teams that got pressured by the media, and look what they've done to their career.
Yeah, but see, that's why I'm saying like KD, Bron, and Curry are the three guys of this era. Just like in the 2000s, you had Tim, Kobe, and Shaq, and then in the 90s, you had probably MJ, Carl, maybe Hakeem. So that's
Right.
what I'm saying. Like, and then in the 80s, you had Larry, Magic, Isaiah, maybe. So that's what I'm saying.
Isaiah was definitely in there. Isaiah was official back in the day. That's why I've been telling these even though the old like the new school cats they knew go watch the film and everything, and then they want to deflect because they ain't used to seeing defense being played. Then they always want to talk about a zone. Jay Reed can't even kill a zone. He can't even kill a zone. You put a
In
zone
order in
against.
order to be a zone killer, you got to be a guy that likes to really get in the low post and really like to get that face up. It's that face up game. He never had a face up game. He never
They
had a
had
low post
a
game.
mid range, mid range.
He
Don't have a
never
mid
tried to
range.
sit there and try to run. He never tried to get to his floater. And see, this is why I think James Harden should get some credit. He used to always get to my phone display keep going off, so it keeps cutting my voice off. That's why I keep
Oh, you
pausing.
good?
But he never tried to get to his floater. Like he ain't never had that. Like you look at guys like Jason Kidd and all them. Jason Kidd used to get used to what Jason Kidd used to do. If I can't hit at the mid range, and I can shoot threes if I wanted to, but if I can't get to my floater, I'm gonna do whatever I can. Now LeBron did get to his floater. I'll take that back. The floater part, I'll take that back because LeBron would get to his floater. LeBron, in my opinion, I ain't about to do no meat riding nothing, but he is the most athletic athlete I've seen, probably besides Usain Bolt and a couple other guys. You know what I'm saying? But like being a youngin. But like as far as like LeBron would have won in Cleveland if he had stayed. He just wouldn't have as many championships. I was saying Cleveland, if he had stayed, he'd have 2 championships, but them 2 championships would have mean a whole lot more, and he probably would have went to like four finals, and probably would have been like 2-2 in the finals. Would have lost that 1 championship against us in 2007, and probably would have lost 1 more time, but then would have won 2 more. Probably would have won somewhere else. They would have respected him if he won in Cleveland first and won somewhere else. You see how better Cleveland was getting Cleveland was getting better before he left.
I want to see.
Cleveland would have won
I want to see.
eventually.
I want to see this San Antonio shit without my nigga Pop. And I, as a competitive standpoint, I hate San Antonio. I'm a Laker fan. Respect the fuck out of him, though. You feel me? Like nothing but respect for him.
You know how all them black coaches he done put on.
That's what I love about Pop. That's what I love about Pop. That's why I said now I want to see how this shit gonna go. Being that, shout out to my man Popovich. I mean, great as a basketball coach as he was, people say he was a better human being. You feel me?
I believe it too.
As a basketball coach, I never got a chance to meet the guy, but I followed his whole career. He was one of my team rivals. So, but I just want to see how the San Antonio thing gonna go with Pop gone now.
Oh, trust me, he's still gonna be around.
Listen, he left them the recipe. You feel me?
Oh, trust me. You see all the other coaches under his tree. Budenholzer, championship. Ime Udoka went to the finals. You see how he did with Houston this year. And if it wasn't for Jalen Green fucking everything up, shit, he probably could have damn been in the second round right now. And then, like, Ime Udoka, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Ime Udoka probably the best coach that came out of Pop's system. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. And Steve Kerr,
Would
Steve
you
Kerr,
would you
Steve
say
Kerr.
Steve
Hold
Kerr?
up. Before you say anything, Steve Kerr jacked his style.
You
Steve
got,
Kerr
no,
jacked
no,
Pop
no.
style.
You got to think about it. Pop style is nothing. Like offensive, he runs the triangle, just a different variation
He
of it.
runs the triangle, but then they run the triangle at a deeper range with the Golden State Warriors, where you have
Yeah,
Steph move around the block, and then
yeah.
you have Clay sitting in the corner, and then you have
Absolutely.
Draymond sitting
But
in the low spot.
you got to
Right.
think about it. He off that Popovich tree too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Steve Kerr, Jack, bro, the Warriors, bro. This is why I never could stand the Warriors as a Spurs fan. They jack Pop style for years,
He
bro.
won championships with Pop.
Facts. As a player.
Yeah,
He
okay.
won
And that's
with
the thing. Yo, in the same system y'all was running, man. Y'all
Steve.
run now.
Yes, and then Phil Jackson. This is where Phil Jackson come in too. This dude, you know how much greatness Steve Kerr been around? Steve Kerr done been around so much greatness. The first time this nigga become a coach, he wins. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I ain't gonna front. Now Jackson put that thing together. All he had to do was come blow the candles out. The principles what Mark Jackson brought the boys up with, and with the variation of offense he came with, that cake was already baked.
No, but see, this is where Steve Kerr came in. The
I
reason
give
why Steve Kerr,
him. He made them.
but see, Steve Kerr is overrated in my opinion as a little bit as a coach too, because he learned too much from Pop. He done been around so much greatness where he's like, I know where to take Steph out of position. He don't get hitting on defense. Man. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I think the Spurs are going to be straight going forward, man. The Spurs know how to move as a franchise. Pop gonna still be around. Pop still working in the front office, and he run the whole front office. This dude been running the front office longer than I've been alive. Man, come on, man.
Well, I mean, if Pop still got, I mean, I would imagine in some capacity they always going, keep Pop around. But I just know the ailment he went down with was pretty severe, and I know he probably just had to take a step back from that shit. Period. You feel me?
I mean, but he did say years ago, and he was not lying about that. That's one thing I credit him for too. He said, even if I had to, you know what, on this court, I'm still gonna be doing my thing. You know what I'm saying?
So I ain't gonna lie. I hate Victor Wembanyama.
No, you got okay. The only reason why I say you might have to respect him a little bit is because he plays a defensive oriented traditional game. Yeah, he might be 8 feet, but
don't get it twisted.
Oh, I get it. He sits at the top of the key a lot. I know.
Yeah, listen, and it's not he's amazing, yo. Don't get it twisted. He is amazing. The
Because
talent.
you see where Pop and them come in.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. It kills me because he's 7'3", but he's not a big man.
But look at us as a team though. We just got Fox. Like, and if we had, like I said, if we had him the whole year, he would not be in too many positions where he's sitting at the top of the key. Guys like him, and then you see how good Castle is getting, bro. Man, Castle, man,
no, that's my man. No, bro, I fuck with Stephon Castle.
Like this dude right here, like the Spurs, like
He's from Georgia. He went to UConn national champion. And nobody didn't expect, and this is the thing about before you get on Castle, I watched him in high school. I knew he had that all around game.
He's
when
a
he
winner.
was at UConn, he didn't have to do that. So then when he came into the NBA and started doing that, and people that they never heard of and never watched him in college or high school, now people that watch him in high school, they be like, yeah, that's the Stephon Castle that we know.
I love that pick, man. I love that pick, man. That
Hey,
pick
don't y'all
had me
got two
smiling.
picks? Look, y'all got two good picks this year. Wait a minute, they ain't did the lottery
We
yet.
got
What
we
you
got
think?
three. We got three good picks. That's why we sat old buddy out. And then, like I said, people was like, "You gonna disrespect his injury?" I'm like, "Listen, I'm not saying that he's injured, but at the same time, a
But
business,
that
you
shit that he had, that ain't nothing to play with.
it's nothing to play with. Like it is nothing to play with. Like to be honest, I'll be straight up real with you. But then the CBA it tricks you at the same time, where it's like you got to list injuries unless you want to get fined. But then it's like the same thing. David Robinson got hurt. Ain't nothing to play with. They got Tim Duncan. So that's why I'm saying, like, if Vic, okay, how about this? Because he just played right before the injury and was cooking. Like this dude was straight up cooking. Then you decide to send him right after All-Star break. Like, I get it, but it seems fishy to me. But then I'm like, as a Spurs fan, I know what we're doing. Okay, how about this? We don't want you to fight to try to get a play-in spot. We're going to take one more year, and trust me, Spurs going to come through. We're going to build with these 3 picks. We might go and get you one more guy, whether it's Giannis or KD or whoever. I would not mind KD because KD could be like, how about this? You are already the best defensive player in the league, but let me show you how to get into your spots better. Let me work with you every day in practice. We get into your spots better. Let you, because knowing you similar to a guy like me, KD ain't going to say it exactly like that, but you a similar guy like that, he going to help you get into your spots. He going to help you learn, knowing that you basically KD on steroids yourself.
That's
You
what
know
he
what I'm
is.
saying?
Bro. He like 7'3", KD.
The
Yeah,
nigga
I
on
call him.
Damn,
I call him
KD.
a KD. He play like KD to me. He just skinny. You know what? You remember how? And then it's the thing. I know. And Indiana's coming back. Nice thrust. Throw it down.
They just up by 20 on the ass.
Indiana got
Hey,
a
we saw a
champion on that
20-point
team.
comeback last night, man. We're gonna finish the conversation though. That I was gonna ask you how you felt about the games last night. Go ahead, T.
But like, I think with the Spurs and this new era that they going into, I think what the Spurs wanted to do was, because like I said, this injury is the type of injury you don't want to play with. But he playing soccer on Instagram, stuff like that. I'm like, man, come on now. I'm like, okay, we gotta be serious here. But at the same time, I'm like, you got 3 first-round picks. You got 3 first-round picks with a generational talent like this. Him, himself, and even the team gonna understand, you know what? Forget the play-in this year. We're not gonna risk injury or anything anyway for him to be hurt. And we trying to fight for a spot into the playoffs. We could have if we had Fox the whole year. We got Fox now. Now we got 3 first-round picks. Now you ask me, I get Derek Queen out of the draft, and I use those 2 picks to go and get someone else that I could use because the Spurs need a 3. These 3 picks alone, you watch this draft this year, you watch this all season, and whoever the Spurs, because the Spurs can get someone like Sabonis. Anybody fit next to Vic, you can use these 3 picks for anything and change up this whole team. You got Chris Paul. Chris Paul ain't going nowhere. Chris Paul is going to be a Spur this year again. You got Chris Paul, you got Castle, you got Victor Wembanyama, and you got an important piece or important pieces that you can add. And the Spurs can just use all these 3 picks on regular draft picks. You add young players who can make an immediate impact. They done did this before. And like I said, Pop ain't going away.
I ain't going front though. Man, with the way it turned out with the kid Stephon Castle, and I know they was on some they didn't know, but that's what's gonna be Victor running mate right there, bro.
No,
That's gonna
Area
be
51. That's what we call it. Area 51. Area
listen.
51.
That's gonna be his running mate right there. You feel me? Like so, tying up money with all these other old niggas, and tell you the truth, them niggas don't even fit Victor timeline. You feel me? Like so, like niggas like Darren Fox, nigga, you like 28, 20, about to be 20. You don't fit Victor timeline. I mean, don't get it wrong. You could
I
be
ain't
the
gonna
piece.
lie. With a
You
guy
you
like
could
that,
be.
Listen, you could be the piece. You could be the piece that put us over the edge. But right now, like Darren Fox still he's still trying to prove that he.
I ain't gonna lie to you. If I got a motherfucker who can damn like ask Tim Duncan, I don't like I told T Price earlier. I don't have, and this is where you gotta respect him, because unlike these other shot chucking mofos these days, he's that type of dude. You could ask Tim Duncan. I don't have to put up over 25 a night to be the best player on the court. I'm gonna be a dog on defense. I'm gonna be at least the best defensive player on the court every single night and still be able to give you my buckets. Just give me the ball in the fourth quarter and I'll just lock everybody ass up the whole rest of the game. With me on the court, we a top 5 defensive team. With me off the court, all right. And think about this. Our first 40 games, if it wasn't for us blowing, and this is why we got De'Aaron Fox, if we didn't blow all them fourth quarter leads, we had the most blown fourth quarter leads, but we had the best first to third quarter statistics and blowing out teams and outscoring teams and outplaying teams. But fourth quarter outside of Vic, you ain't had nobody who can literally just go and get a shot. And that's why you go and add Fox, who was like a clutch player of the year type of. And you know how Fox was doing a couple years ago when the Kings went hot.
Yeah, he could hoop, but I don't think he had. Well, I mean, I think anybody know if they come to Wemby's team that they're going to take a back seat. But I don't think he at that point in his career yet, like where he like, well, he still, you know what I mean? Like you still
I think that's a better structure. It's a better structure for him than the Kings because, you know, it's the Kings. But then you look at the Spurs, and Fox always been, being a Kentucky fan, Fox always been that type of player where, all right, knowing my ass want to score and drop 25 plus this night, I'm going to go ahead and give you 8 assists, 10 assists. If I can't do either of the order, I could just be a pesky ass defender, which at times that nigga can defend that. As small as he is, that nigga can.
That's why they call him nigga. He played pass lanes well. That's why they call him nigga swiper no swipe.
Swiper no swipe. That's what I'm saying. Swiper no swipe.
No, don't get no. I'm not like it's not his basketball skill. You feel me? I'm not knocking that. I know he's an incredible player. Shout out to De'Aaron Fox, but right now, with the way that Stephon Castle won Rookie of the Year, if that nigga could take the next step next year, swear to God, De'Aaron Fox is expendable, bro. You don't got to tie up all that money with him because now, guess what? You do got somebody who can close a game. You just didn't know it because he was only a rookie last year. You feel me? Because, like, why y'all BS? Stephon Castle was him, bro. That boy, he tough.
Bro, he tough. When just like I told you about 10, 15 minutes ago, when we picked him, I smiled like a mother. And as a kid, and I was mad when we traded Rob. I was mad when we traded Rob too, though.
He tough. He tough, bro.
No, he tough. Because you know what I call him when he first came into the league? This is how I knew he was tough. Nah, I ain't one of them dudes. But this is how I knew he was tough. My comparison to him when he first came in, I said, he's Drew Holiday that could possibly have a better 3-point shot.
You know, I'm going to tell you, you know who I compared him to?
Who?
Like his game and his athleticism and shit. Swear to God, he remind me of Latrell Sprewell a little bit.
Just bigger and taller.
Just a little bit taller, like, you know, just a new genetically enhanced version of Latrell Sprewell. You feel me?
Facts. They ain't a lie. They ain't a lie.
Like, I mean, like, and I love Sprewell. Sprewell was tough.
Did you see what Castle did to Steph throughout the season, bro? This nigga had Steph in his fucking this motherfucker had Steph holding his pot. He had the highest. Cause think about this as a Spurs fan, the offense, I was kind of sleeping on a little bit, but the defense, I said he was a top 5 defensive guard in the league. Like when he first came, like into because when we drafted him, I said that's the right pick. But when we got rid of Rob,
he like 6'5", 6'6", right? 6'5", 6'6".
He's like 6'6". He's on it, but if he's 6'5", he's probably 6'5" with shoes off, but on the tail end of 6'5".
Yeah, 6'6". Yeah, like I'm saying 6'6". Like, so I'm giving them like, but I'm gonna tell you when I realized it, when I watched that dunk contest, I said, "Oh, this motherfucker athletic as fuck."
Mm-hmm.
Them dunks that he was doing, I said, "Yo, you got to have some bounce to do that shit. Let the ball go through the net, then catch that bitch and windmill it." I
But
said,
what
"Oh,
I
yes."
seen, but what I seen, what he did to Steph in some of those games, I said he's the future. I wouldn't give up. I wouldn't give him up in them trades for them big players. I say
Nah, I'm telling,
Fox.
not at all. Like, I swear to God, like if Kevin Durant wanted to come to San Antonio, swear to God, I ain't going. I'm gonna be real with you, bro. They got to give up. They got to get Darren Fox. I'm not giving up Castle.
De'Aaron Fox would be the right choice because as a Kentucky fan, knowing Book is there, you would
And
have
I
to give
was
up.
gonna say, like Phoenix will actually get their point guard. You feel me? And then hopefully they will be able to move off of Bradley Beal, unless Devin Booker gonna say, "Well, we got a natural point now. You can't play the two because I can slide over to the three." But
This is the most daunting move that the Spurs made in the middle of the season for a long time because you just go and trade. But see, we all said it that De'Aaron Fox trade. This is why I tell people we all said it that De'Aaron Fox trade. It pissed me off trading Rob, but you traded Rob, and Minnesota didn't even play Rob much and still get to the second round. Didn't even play Rob like that. And got to the second round and dominated the Lakers. And like you got 2 picks. It might be 2031. It might be 2032 first round picks. But you could use this pick in any future deal. That's what I'm saying. The Spurs are in good. I ain't talking all state. The Spurs are in good hands in the future because you got these picks. And Ant could just be like in the future. Ant could win a championship this year and not win a championship for years to come. Because you got OKC, all these other teams in the West. You got all these other teams like Detroit and them popping up in the East. And he could be like, man, I want to leave Minnesota. Minnesota be terrible and bad. Okay, y'all be terrible and bad in 2031, 2032. Guess what? Them picks going to the Spurs. And the Spurs can move them picks just to put someone else next to Victor in the future. And that's the crazy part. And then you got the picks right now. The Spurs basically like, all right, dog, listen, we're going to let you, knowing you going to break and have the most defensive player of the year awards right now, we're going to sit you down the first 2 years. We're going to let you learn. Your first year, we're going to have you on minutes restriction and let you see the game and NBA fat. Knowing he's been playing professional, we're going to let you see the game different in NBA fashion. Then what we going to do is we going to add pieces to the team steadily. And we going to put you in we going to make sure we put you in a winning situation within at least your first 3 years of your career. This year was supposed to be playing, but then you got 3 first-round picks. One that comes from Charlotte, one that comes from Atlanta, and one of your own. If you finish bad enough, hey, we could have a decent pick. And it could be our last decent pick. It could be like top 12, top 15.
I ain't gonna front. The only thing that really concerned me with, well, besides his body, because you know how easy it is for a big man to get injured, especially a big man who play like him. Because nigga, you're not supposed to be able to move the way you move at that size. You feel me, Victor?
But then
You
I'm
just
not banking down low like that either.
no, but it just still no with the way he moved, and it's probably worse for him, like with his joints, and because he has that quick switch game. He don't have no big man game. He is literally a guard that grew to 7'3".
He's
That's
literally
what he is.
he's Kyrie Irving at 7'6".
I wouldn't say Kyrie Irving, but he would be a damn good NBA guard if he was 6'5", 6'6". We would still be talking about Victor because he got that type of talent. You feel me? Because he can shoot. You feel me? Like he can handle the ball. He got that type of talent. But this motherfucker is you got to understand, bro. And that's what people don't understand about Anthony Davis, bro. He was a point guard and he was a point guard in high school. So he had that fast twitch game too. That motherfucker grew to 7 feet in like 2 years. And like he didn't get a chance to really, like Calipari said, bitch, get your ass down there, block shots and rebound. I don't
It
give a
was
fuck
the
about
same.
what you do.
Vic was a point guard too. Starting in
But
the early days. Yep.
but this is what I'm saying. When your body type like that, like I tell people, I said, first of all, you got to understand, bro. Human beings ain't supposed to be growing to be 7 feet. You feel me? That's just, and then your body's different when you're that tall. You feel me? That's why it take them longer to heal from. Like you'll see one of them have like this injury, and then you'll see a guard have that same injury, but a guard could come back quicker. You feel me? So it's just like I pray to God that he can stay healthy because it's going to be a lot of great basketball with Vic. You feel me? But my biggest thing with him, I said, man, that motherfucker from France, man. I said, man, everybody from France I know got punked except for Boris Diaw, bro. I said he was the only. I said he was the only French nigga I knew that was actually tough. I said Michael Petrus got punked. Rudy Gobert, we seen him get choked out on national TV last year. You feel me?
And this dude ain't a punk.
But Peaches was a good player, though. He was a good player, though.
You know, but like I seen his cookies get took, and he never was the same. And I'm just like, damn. The only Frenchman I know that like other NBA players like, man, nah, he was a dog. It was my nigga Boris Diaw, and niggas don't even know how nice that nigga really was. You feel me? Boris was a monster.
I just hope Zach Ricochet. I just hope Zach Ricochet don't end like that.
Right. They, you know, because I was about to say, because they got two more French boys, them boys who got drafted this year that can ball.
You gotta understand. You talking about Solon and
Riche, or I gotta get their names.
Solon and dude from Wizards.
Right. Respect,
Alex
you know what I mean?
Alex Sarr and Solon.
Right. But you got, and this is what I tell people, you gotta understand, man. French people, they're passive by nature. They're not aggressive people. You feel me? They more finesse. They like, they wasn't the gorilla pimp on the streets. They was the
let me take your shorty from you, but I ain't gonna say nothing.
I'm smooth. I'm Rico Suave. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm smooth. I'm just as good as what you do, but I don't got that aggressive manner because just not. I don't like French. That's not they mannerisms. They're not raised like that. You feel me?
But then you look at his first games, like his NBA career. My favorite regular season game all time. Like, and then as a Spurs fan, like watching all them good games throughout the years, and then I see like all them games with Tim Duncan, but then I seen that game with him and Giannis. I said, this is like some 80s, 90s basketball when him and Giannis was going back and forth, and when he did that behind the back on Dame, and then he dunked on Brook Lopez on that same. When he got past Dame, he did that behind the back on Dame, and he did that behind the back on Giannis, and then he shot in Giannis' face. And then like those games between him and Giannis, I'm like, man, and him and Jokic, like I said, Jokic's best matchup is a dude. This just tells you everything about this era. You would have had 7-10 Victor Wembanyama's Jokic would have been playing in the 90s. This dude got Jokic on a blender, and he cooked. I'm talking about straight up. You don't see a big man like that defending Jokic and cooking his ass at the same time. He had Jokic looking one way, looking the other way. He did that crossover behind the back and that little spin on Jokic. And the next possession, he came back, blocked the fuck out of his shot. And then came back and yammed on. I said, this nigga too fucking cold.
You gotta think about it. Like I said though, bro, he's a guard, bro. He should be. He's got the only, and it's proven to be shown, the only 7-footer that's gonna fuck with him is Anthony Davis. That's the only motherfucker who got the quickness, the lateral quickness to stay in front of them. Because guess what? He was a guard just like that nigga. AD got that shit with him. But like when you talk about them natural big men like Embiid and Jokic, and man, he's going to fuck them up because they can't play out on the perimeter.
Facts.
You feel me? So like that's what it is. But their thing is they're gonna have to get him down low and beat the fuck out of him. And if San Antonio was smart,
don't do us like that. Don't do us like that.
Listen, no, I'm saying if they're smart, their forward would be more in the form of a 6'10", 6'11" rugged guy who can play the opposite team's 5 instead of having Wemby playing the 5, checking the 5. You feel me?
That's what Pop did. Pop before, you know what I'm saying? When Pop
Power
first
forward
got
would be
him,
somebody who gonna rebound and bang, who can actually play the other team five, like Jokic and Embiid and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Instead of letting them niggas try to beat up on Wemby, knowing this nigga only weigh like 140 pounds.
and then see, that's why the only thing I had against Pop was how he moved him away from the 4, because I felt like he was okay at the 4. You know what I'm saying? But then the way the team set up, you don't have a backup center, or at least a backup big, a backup dog yet. We don't have one yet, but that's what I'm saying. Let's just get Derek Queen. We got to get Derek Queen. You ain't got a backup dog
How you
yet.
feel about that fit, Ron John? Derek Queen from Maryland on the
But like
Spurs.
because Derek got the body to bang with other centers.
Mm-hmm.
He's a natural 7-footer.
See what I mean?
He's gonna need the Charles Oakley type power forward next to him. You feel me? The Charles Smith types, the Otis Thorpe types.
But then if I miss my shot, but then this where he come in.
Do they even got him anymore in this era though?
Yeah, they go around fucking everybody up. Called Isaiah Stewart. Yeah, they around.
That's a fact.
They around.
You know what's crazy though? Oh boy, that's from Kentucky though, Oscar Sheetway. It's crazy he can't even get no playing time. He be man, like dude can get all the rebounding machine. You need that. I see so many good college players, and then they get in the league and they ain't with today's. You know, they're like, oh, you do got some old school players that don't get that shot.
Oh, let the Spurs get Giannis. Oh, let the Spurs get Giannis, and Giannis sitting up by that paint, because Giannis. I think the next team he gonna go to, I think Giannis, Anthony Davis are different in a way where Giannis plays more like a center than AD.
It's a 4-point game.
AD's just more skilled.
I'm gonna stay on for about 15 more minutes, and I'm gonna get off of here. I've been on here longer than I should, but I just want to chop it up with y'all here for a bit today.
But man, I'm telling you, with Vic, I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna get his backup big this year, either his backup big or either his 3 or 4. Because what this team need is a 3, a 4, and a backup big. Once you get that next to him, it's a wrap for the NBA.
I see you, Ron. Yeah.
Because you don't have no consistent score outside of him right now. And your main consistent scorer should be at the 3, because Stephon, he can take over games, but Stephon more of the third guy.
Whereas, I'm gonna read what Chess said. Chess said Castle ain't done growing. He said Fox got to go. He said T. Wolves deep. Terrence Shannon Jr. going to be nice. Yeah, but again, it comes to these players actually getting more reps. Malachi is 7'2" at 18. Yeah, you got Batum, Tough, Sar, Mitchell playing dumb. Mitchell, but the Cavaliers going.
I shout out to Nicholas Batum. I definitely give Nicholas Batum the tough man label from France. I forgot about my man Nick Batum. Shout out to Nick Batum.
Yeah, that's another one.
I'm glad he called me on that. I forgot all about Nick Batum, yo.
Iron sharpens iron. Thanks for that, Chess. I just read the comments, so.
Nah, he absolutely right. It would be Boris Diaw. My other pick would be Nick Batum. I ain't never seen nobody punk Nick Batum. And he's been in the
last night's games. I got about 50 more minutes left, and then I'm going to get off of here.
Man, Boston, I mean, they got to buckle down, bro. Like, it's the playoffs. That 20-point shit mean nothing. Look, Cleveland was just up by 20. That don't mean nothing. You got to buckle down. Got to get niggas out of here when they supposed to get out of here. You feel me?
That's a bad matchup, man. Because like I said, when OG got hurt last year, because OG was balling before he got hurt last year. You see what he did last night? OG done been in the moment OG done showed up in games. You remember OG is Toronto when he was in Toronto? Know what I'm saying? He learned from Kawhi.
He kind of OG remind me of OG Anunoby, like
Kawhi.
Nah, not Kawhi. He's more like an Andre Iguodala. You feel me? He can give you 20 plus if you need it, but he can also give you 8 rebounds. He also can give you 6 assists. He do everything good, but nothing great. You feel me?
Now, if the Warriors lose against Minnesota, watch, they're gonna be like, man, you should have used Kuminga more this series.
I don't know why they shitting on Kuminga. I mean, they said it. They said it why they shitting on him. You feel me? Because he turned that extension down. But ain't nowhere in the world you can't tell me that boy basketball skill set can't help y'all on the field, on the court. I get it. Him and Jimmy Butler play the same position and all that, but you can't tell me a nigga who averaged 20 points for y'all last year, you can't find no minutes for him this year.
I think they want to use him at the 4. You know how small they like to go.
Man, they don't fuck with him, man. Yo, did you see the video what that was taking place?
Yeah.
And Golden State, man, the nigga was out there shooting, and his homeboys had to rebound. They said the coaches, the ball, they all told not to talk to that nigga. Like he's literally like, bitch, you just here until the end of the season. Like that, like you ain't never seen nobody at the gym working late at the fucking gym, and it ain't a trainer or somebody from the staff there working with him. He got niggas out there with Tim's on, rebounding for him while he's shooting. I said, yo, this is crazy. But then I was listening to Gil's Arenas, and you know, he I guess he had some backdoor information. You know, he in the league loop, and he was saying how bad it got in Golden State with him. He like, yo, I was told that they were told not to talk to him.
I mean, wasn't he drafted? Wasn't Gil drafted by the Warriors?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, so yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's a proactive NBA player. You feel me? Like them dudes in the league talk to them dudes in the league. This nigga train LeBron's son. You think this nigga don't know what's going on in the league?
Oh, trust me, I'm already knowing. I mean, that's one of my favorite guards all time growing up in the 2000s. Like as a 2000s baby, after Kobe, I say he was my favorite one, and then Derrick Rose came around. Like after Kobe,
Hibachi was on fire. Hibachi was that dude for about a 3 year span.
Because I wanted them to beat LeBron and them. That's when I was like, man, shoot, I want them to beat LeBron and them, but LeBron don't go on. You know what I'm saying? For the Wizards and them Cavs rivalries back in the 2000s, man. Dude.
Yeah, I just now realized that Evan Mobley not even playing. Why he's not playing tonight?
I don't know why he's not playing, but him or Garland wasn't playing.
He's unplayable.
Darius Garland got that toe injury, but I don't know what's up with Evan Mobley.
I don't know either. I've been having it on mute the whole time I've been on the
screen. I guess they want Jokic to win in Indiana. Hey, they might as well just have Jokic win in Indiana. Shoot, at this point. But then again, y'all gotta give
disrespecting this era for teammates is at an all-time high because we didn't do that stuff growing up. We didn't do that stuff.
I don't like him, man. That's why I tell people all the time, like, as a Luka fan, like, Jokic ain't better than Luka, man. Luka if you look at Luka matchups on a nightly basis, especially in the Western Conference throughout his whole career, versus Jokic matchup.
This nigga just dunked on Donovan Mitchell head and hurt that nigga.
But think about this, Ron. But think about this.
That's my boy Neesmith.
But T. Price and Ron. Think about this. Jokic and Luka. Luka's a better player than Jokic. Because Jokic ain't had the matches that Luka got to face. Luka got to face 1 to 3, the most elite 1 to 3s in today's NBA on a nightly basis, where Jokic got to play against some of the smallest bigs. And a 21-year-old.
How's that not a foul?
I think, man, Luka is better than Jokic.
No, that wasn't a foul, but
they play the same exact way.
Jokic is another 7-foot point guard.
He's a point center.
That bitch is I mean, yeah, theoretically, but when I look, that bitch is a fucking point guard, bro. And that bitch should have been about 6'4".
Now,
With the game
I
that
think
he
the
got.
same way about Vic. But see, Vic,
Yeah, Vic too. That's what I mean by like. That's why I'm just like, yo, bro. That's not fair. It's not fair for you to be that big and have that type of skill set. It's not, bro.
like once because you already got Stephon, you already got Fox. People talking bad about Fox because they just want us to get
That's not
Giannis and all
offensive
these guys.
interference.
But
That's
then
nowhere near offensive interference. She clearly got that off the rim.
it's gonna be just like how it was with Tim Duncan, where you got a litany of guys who can get hot around you anytime, knowing you got a defensive anchor. And shout out to Tim because he the best defensive player to never win Defensive Player of the Year.
I got to say Anthony Davis, bro.
Anthony Davis too.
Just because Anthony Davis could get out on the perimeter and guard better on the perimeter than
you know how that media
Duncan
is. The media, Jay Reed. Yeah, Jay Reed. This is where Jay Reed come in.
Clutch Media.
Jay Reed
Clutch
came
Sports.
in. If Jay Reed if he got the Defensive Player of the Year, he would have got a lot more credit.
How? He wouldn't got that much credit. He don't get. This is the thing though, because me and Ron Time, I know this too. When he was playing with the Lakers, even though all the games he missed, he still played more games than Jay Reed.
That's a fact.
Like, and they still wanted, and they still take a dump on on AD. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. It's crazy, man.
I'm ready to get back.
Anyway, I'm gonna give y'all some last words, man. I'm about to get up out of it. Tomorrow's my Friday. I come cook tomorrow. You know, Thursday and Friday we'll crank the stove up.
That's a fact.
You know, I know, because I'm like, yeah. If I don't, I'll come on for about an hour or two, but I ain't gonna be on too long. You know, tomorrow's my Friday. I had an interesting day today, boy. Boy, I had my light flash in my eyes, boy. But I'm glad I kept it together, boy. Because if I didn't, I would have been on the news tonight. It was that bad.
Man, well, salute to y'all, man. Y'all be good.
Hey, bro, yeah, we be on, man. We gonna be cooking, man. It's good to hear, man. Welcome back, man.
Donovan Mitchell, he going down again.
Man, what's going on, man?
That's what happened in the second round last year. He went down 2-1 on.
Oh, that's an offensive foul. He caught that. That's an offensive foul. That's gonna be an offensive foul. That elbow, bam.
They called the offensive foul.
What they talking? What? Oh, they doing a review though. I don't know. You might be ahead of me, but
I seen the ref call a foul offensively from the rip. He called the offensive foul. I don't know what the delay was. I guess because both players went down. Donovan went to grabbing his calf after that.
You know, everything. You know, all these plays are reviewables under 2 minutes.
Uh-huh. But they already called Donovan for the offensive call. That was the first initial call, offensive foul.
Yeah, I don't even turn my volume up because I don't want them to be trying to copyright.
I swear to God. I just seen them give the sign for it. I said, oh, that's offensive foul.
Yeah, that's offensive. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody who came through. Shout out to my boy Lemon Pepperloo. Shout out to my boy Wilt Strong. Shout out to Underrated Darkness for coming through. Shout out to T-Rock TV for coming through, man. It's been a while. We be here cooking, man. Tomorrow's my Friday, man. I'm about to get to it, man.
Go ahead, bro. And handle your business, bro. I'll catch up with you tomorrow.
Oh yeah, bro. I'll chop it up with you tomorrow about what happened today, man. It was crazy, bro.
Hit the bat line.
Oh yeah, I will, bro. But shout out to everybody again, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. I don't care what y'all do, man. Just hit the like button, man. I know I'm getting a little bit more views and everything like that, but still, man, I should be getting way more likes, man. I give y'all long streams of fact and great information. Just an opinion. Ain't no hate. Ain't no hate. But shout out to everybody for coming through. Shout out to everybody in the chat coming through, man. I'm about to get up out of here, man. Tomorrow's my Friday, and let's go from there. Like, share, subscribe. Y'all, I'm out. Peace.